Dum 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 dum. Hey John, Lewis, did I miss anything? I have no idea. I hate Mondays. Me too. Mostly just because for some weird reason, OBS can't find Division 2. There we are. And it takes an eternity. So how is everyone? Oh god, there's annoying kids outside that need just euthanizing. No, it's in 30 minutes or something. Another day in paradise. It's always paradise. Well, it is when you're around. Uh-huh. At work. I really want to go back to playing Granblue. I was having so much fun. And yeah. Smash that out real quick.
Civilians in danger.
Mate, it's just a really good game. Shocky! How's it going, buddy? Game feels laggy, or am I just being weird? Or is it more that I've been playing a game that hasn't had any form of performance issues whatsoever? Now that I've... Like, it looks... Am I just being dumb? Just stepping in for a bit. How you doing, Regal?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Waiting for the stream, aren't we all? Can enable the FPS counter. I've got an overlay for it, but it doesn't show for the stream, annoyingly. No, I think it's just where I've been playing Granblue, you know, a game that actually works for more than 10 seconds. Fully expecting to crash any second now. I heard someone did 50 plus. I'm not sure about 50 plus. Like, you would have to be the unluckiest person on the planet. Like, wake up one day and have HIV, AIDS, and Ebola simultaneously. Hey, Fox. Like, that's some top tier unluck. He gets golden arrow, he does.
Golden bullet.
It's like green arrow, but better. See what I did there? Did you see it? Just see what I did there. It was amazing.
Got my orders.
Civilians in distress.
Give up.
Detected.
Yeah, Oreo with golden bullet's not broken at all. Don't know what you're on about. No idea what you're on about.
Agent requesting backup.
I find it really funny when I was calling for the nerf of behind you. Everyone's like, oh, but you play Ouroboros all the time. You didn't call for that to be nerfed. I was like, I fucking did. A lot. And loudly. 50 runs filled before I got my first drop for me, but a friend shared it with me on my 4th run. Fair one. I just would have thought 50 runs would be like against the got lucky, managed to get myself a Rav drop, my 2nd run ever. Ooh. Ooh, she got the Ravenous. Yeah, weirdly farming bighorn is pretty hard to do, which is interesting. No, I didn't. What are you about received golden bullet? I didn't receive golden bullet.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles. Access key detected. Hostile broadcast detected.
Bighorn is easy. Legendary Summit floor 10. Bighorn will only drop from named bosses, as well as the Bighorn drop is not actually affected by targeted loot. So only drop from the named enemy on floor 10. Hey Link. Yeah. Oh. 13 minutes. Can't remember if to go anything we were excited for. We nerfed the fuck out of it. I mean, I wouldn't mind a few nerfs, to be fair. There's definitely some power creep going on. Hey, Nation. There's definitely some power creep going on, especially with things like Ouroboros. I wouldn't mind things being pulled back a little bit. I mean, I get it, like, people want to feel the power and, like, have the fun. But at the same time, like, the power's great until you find a way to abuse it. Actually, no, let's not do another one of them. Can I spend some stars? I don't know how many I've got. I know I've spent a load. Vindicator didn't need to have such a god ugly scope, yeah. Is Enforcer worthwhile? Is Enforcer worthwhile? Should I just use something like... just use a normal Super 90. It's a lot stronger. A lot stronger. Doctor Home, calling Doctor Home, Doctor Home, where are you? How many exotic components have I got now? I've kind of like, I've not been like farming, but I've not been spending. $122. Yeah. So if Bighorn is based off of named enemy, wouldn't there be a higher chance? I mean, it's not a higher chance, but each one will have its same chance. But cumulatively, yes, you should find, from like a mathematical perspective, that you will get more Bighorns on Manning, Tidal, and Roosevelt, because Tidal has three bosses. Each one of those panel things counts as an individual boss. And then Manning and Tidal both have 2 bosses. So you should, because each one has a 7% drop chance. Or is it 5%? I can't remember. Each one has its own chance. Season Pass outfit, I'm hoping either another Hunter or something keener. Killer Link, potentially. It depends if I'm able to like either have the builds on hand or whether you would want the just the math done. But I would need links to both through the builder, preferably, which is... that. So I would need a link to both builds, your build and the one suggested to you, and you'd need to DM it to me back. I don't think the links work in the chat. Alright, how are we looking on Division Special Report? Oh. 7 minutes. 1.4k people are tuned in already. Why not flat farm? Because typically after you've killed him once, he is no longer able to drop loot. You can get him to continue to drop loot, but it is a bug. Essentially, if you kill him a second time and he drops loot of any form, you've bugged out the summit. Braced is necessary? No, not at all. Very accurate, very stable weapon, to be perfectly honest.
Military operations are in progress. We urge all civilians to remain inside the safe area.
Pigeon is back in action. Not a problem, Killer Link. What we will do is log out And then can we... Is that the right one? That's not the right one. I've got like 9 Twitches open. Boom. Ooh. Whoever the target is, let's just all pray we get more Sokolova cutscenes. I'm behind that. I'm down for that. I'll be happy with that. I'm not a complete degen at all. Brosy! How's it going, buddy? You loving life? Expect any surprises or just the usual awkwardness? Usual awkwardness, along with... I kind of feel like everyone's going, oh, it's got to be Keener. It's Keener. It's Keener. It's Keener. I'm honestly, at this point, I'm just going to say Kelso. It's fucking... Our manhunt target is Kelso. Because it's a curveball. It's what I would do. It better be Kelso. Hey, Alien, how's it going, buddy? They say we delayed the patch. I mean, honestly, if it does get delayed, I'm actually not going to be that bothered. Main reason being, it means they're taking this patch seriously, rather than just throwing it out like they normally do. I've been party to too many live service games that they release a patch and it destroys the game. I remember one of them in Warframe. Can't remember what patch it was. I think it was like the Eidolon patch. And they were bringing out like Eidolons or something in like an open world area. For about 3 weeks, the game was unplayable. They just... Yeah, you could barely even log in. It was so bad. And it's just because they rushed it and patched it and threw it out without a care for what would actually be the consequences of it. And it's kind of a shame, to be perfectly honest. Wonder what shit they will show. It's going to be interesting. I'm hoping they actually show a little bit of common decency and apologise for the mess that was PTS 1 and 2. Especially 2. Hey Zoltan. Hey Skull Crusher. Kelso for the target, but she's been framed. Ooh. Gearlock will return. Imagine if it's going to be Aaron's child taking up the mantle. What, some 12-year-old brat with an AK? Haven't seen Calvin once yet. It's crazy. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really been paying much attention. Sentry's called Lone Star back. Mate, after this patch, LMGs are going to shit on everything, so I wouldn't worry about the viability of LMGs. Rifles, yeah, fair one. For special report, after that I gotta go. Not a problem, Pigeon. Hopefully they speak with truth and not no bullshit. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh. Oh, there it is. The hunter thing. French charisma activated. Just what you should drive up to them with a tractor and just pave their fucking driveway with manure. I want to be hyped for the target, but if they look cool, who knows? They'll pull the $20 outfit shit again. I'm not too bothered about that. I mean, I just didn't like the look of it. I thought it was an absolutely horrible looking skin. That's why I personally didn't get it. Anyway, gonna turn this up a bit. Turn me down. Am I small enough? You reckon? Maybe a little bit smaller, just in case I don't get in the way. Not a problem, Sentinel. Thank you for coming by. But yeah, here we go.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I guess we're live unexpectedly. We're just talking about the cards if they're in the right position or they're upside down. They should be fine. But hello, everyone. My name is Daria. I'm the community developer for Division 2, and today with me, Yannick, creative director for the Division 2. And welcome to Year 5, Season 3 Vanguard livestream special report. And apart from the new season, we're also going to be coming back to Project Resolve, discussing some changes that were made following BTS feedback that we received, and showing you some new goodness. But before that, to remind you of the events of the previous season and transition to Season 3, let's watch analyst report made by NGN.
Agents, we've recovered 5 more hostages that were taken during the attack on the White House, including Vic's sister, Birdie, who has vital intel on the Black Tusk's infrastructure and systems, and Nat's plans for the mobile SHD servers, as it was Birdie who was tasked with building and maintaining their power supply. However, it was through this rescue that another layer of deceit was uncovered. Agent Brian Johnson was unmasked as the recruiter. Johnson used his position as your handler to hide intel that was uncovered and was almost successful in stealing the mobile SHD server. The revelation that hunters walk among the agents further divides the already fragmented division ranks, and Vic questions who else could be a hunter and points the finger at Kelso. Manny refuses to believe that Kelso is a hunter. However, we are unable to clear her name at this stage because she has gone missing. Agents, we need to find Kelso and uncover what she has been doing in New York.
Thank you so much, NGN, for another amazing recap. And I think pretty much all of you already guessed that our main goal for Season 3 is to locate missing Agent Kelso.
What is going on with Kelso? That's the question, right? You may remember from Season 11, we had the conclusion of Season 11 with the attack on the White House. And then at the end of that, Kelso said she was going to go to New York to check on Heaven and make sure that this settlement was secured. And well, we haven't really, talked about it or emphasized that, but she hasn't come back since. She has been spending quite some time in New York, like during Season 1 and Season 2, as we were rescuing civilians. She was all the time in New York. Manny mentioned that a couple of times. So now it's time to actually go and see what has she been up to, and now she's gone missing. So what's going on there?
In New York,
and this time around, what is especially interesting about the season is that we are not going to be going after specific people, after specific targets. Those are going to be the locations. So basically, agents are tasked with retracking Kelso's steps and following her and looking at the clues that might be at those locations.
Yeah, it's just another twist on the manhunt formula. So, we used to have enemy targets. Then in the past couple of seasons, we had civilians to rescue. And this time it's going to be not direct targets, but it's going to be about investigation and retracing the steps of Kelso and finding out and catching up to her and understand what's happening here.
And for the manhunt, we can also reveal the calendar. That is going to be, I would say, surprising, considering that some of the details we just gave out about the specific locations, but also about the apparel events this season.
Do we have the calendar?
We do.
Here it is. Yeah, less faces, more places.
All
So as
of
we
it's in
said,
New York.
every target now is actually a location.
Oh,
And yes,
This
you can see
Apparel
at the
event.
bottom of that 2 apparel events this season. Again, a brand new one, Veil Tactics, and then a return as a second apparel event in the season, a return of Last Resort, which was the apparel event we did. I think was with the release of Warlords of New York, which was revisiting looks inspired from the New York faction, so the Cleaners and the Rikers. So a pretty cool apparel event.
And we're going to talk about it in more detail a bit later, but let's also watch the new trailer for the Season 3 Vanguard.
I trust Kelso. I don't believe she could be a hunter. But trust has to be earned. When we put it in the wrong people. Just look at what's happened to this country. Agents were trained to blend in, to hide in plain sight. How can we know their true mission? We can't survive without trust. I trust Kelso. But I've been wrong before.
What a nice trailer. It reminds me
No,
about
actually, that
something.
wasn't. I hated the
can't
art
really
style.
pinpoint.
Sorry.
What is that?
Ew.
Who knows?
I did not understand that reference. But yeah, I mean, this season it's about trust, really, and that's what the trailer is about. It's we ended last season with, of course, the betrayal of betrayal. It's a question of point of view of Agent Johnson, finding out that Johnson was a hunter embedded in the ranks of the division, and that throws a lot of distrust amongst the ranks of the good guys. Manny and the division and everybody else on like who else could actually be a hunter, or if not even a hunter, like embedded agents working for the enemy. And with Kelso going missing and Kelso having been gone for so long, some people are starting to ask questions, and that's what we're going to try to clear up.
Yeah, but the reference that you didn't quite catch was to the Warlords of New York trailer. Since it's the similar animation style, but
That's true. There was some of that, yes.
I don't know if it means anything, to be honest. Probably just an artistic point of view.
So yeah. So here you have it. The new visual for this season, and once again, this is about Kelso, and this is about going to find her. In the process, Kelso gets a bit of a glow up, but yeah. Let's go and hunt her down and find out what she's been up to.
And of course, story is not the only thing that is going to be shown in the new season. As usual, it comes with a bunch of new gear, new weapons. And let's talk about new gear as well. Some of you may have had a chance to test it on the PTS that we had in January. And changes-wise, we're going to talk about it separately to highlight whatever was done to
Do I really
to
trust my
gear
cat?
pieces
Yes, I
and
trust my
talents
cats.
following the PTS. But for now, I just would love to show some of them in full glory. So this is the Aegis.
Yep.
that's a new gear set.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very on brand for this specific season.
No, I called it.
Well, it's also a bit of a throwback of LMB looking stuff. Also, so for people who played Division 1, this is going to be a nice a nice thing to be looking for. It has some pretty nice, dark and red tones, which were the colors of the LMB. I know they used white a lot as well, but their logo was actually a lot of black and red. So that was the inspiration here. And yeah, I think we have something that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and the logo is very easy to recognize.
Mm-hmm. And of course, this season is a lot about enemy and aggro management and being targeted or not being targeted. So a bunch of the gear that we see in here or that we will see in this season is about that. So that was the case for the gear set, not the gloves, but other pieces as well.
Yeah, those are the new exotic gloves, by the way. Wrecked gauntlets, they're called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and these are about stability and weapon handling and all that. So it's a different idea, but it's trying to find some gloves that could be useful for people who want weapons to be easier to handle. I know it's quite niche, and we've heard a lot of feedback on the PTS. We fixed some issues with them. I'm jumping ahead because this is in the PTS part, but yes, it's a different thematic.
Yeah, but also this time around we'll have a new exotic pistol called Mosquito. You can see it right now.
Okay, it's
very
really funny.
beautiful
I've
shot.
literally
Thank you,
got two
George.
chats going on, and all they're doing is taking the piss out of
another exotic
Daria
rifle,
going,
Vindicator, that is exclusive.
like new drinking game. Take a shot
to
every
Descent.
time Daria
And
says,
we're gonna talk about
we're all
it
gonna
in
die.
more detail separately because we have specific.
Shepard, so far
Descent
all it
part
is
of the
is a
live stream.
recap of the PTS.
But yeah, to
and
address
as well as
the
that,
questions that we
this one's
saw
all
in
about
the
Kelso.
community, there was some confusion regarding this specific exotic weapon. Yes, it's
Can I get
exclusive to Descent. It's only available through the shop, but it can be used anywhere else. As soon as you acquire it in Descent, you're free to take it with you
boneless
to
pizza?
the
What?
regular gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it can only be obtained through Descent, but then once you have it, you use it normally on your character, and you can play it wherever you want. It is an exotic piece you keep with you.
Yeah. And for now, it's not that there are any plans to make it available through other modes.
Not
I'm
yet.
not.
I mean, it's we've seen some of the exclusives being added to the Dark Zone after a while. We may want to do that. We will see, but we're going to give it some time, and it's going to be for Descent for a while, and later on the road, maybe we make it more available to other places as well. But we really like the idea of having
Not yet,
a
Rega.
piece of gear that you can only get through bad game mode.
Yeah, and it also has this very distinct appearance. It's a kind of screams
Thank you very much,
Descent.
Catalytic.
But talking about other seasonal gear pieces, and I mentioned that we want to come back to the PTS feedback and some changes that were made following the commentary that we saw online. It actually concerns some of the gear pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the PTS results. And first of all, I think let's address the newest talent, the behind you talent.
Yep.
There were a few changes made to it. And first of all, starting with the 220 that is going to be released tomorrow, it only will be available and exclusive to rifles and MMRs.
Good.
And this change in particular was made in alignment with the intended design. So availability on other weapons was not intentional, and we decided basically to limit it to MMRs and rifles because the talent was too powerful combined with some other weapons.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the moment we announced it and it did not come with a limitation to specific weapon types. I mean, a lot of people just immediately identified that this could be a problem with paired with some weapon types. So it makes sense, and yes, that was kind of the intention to begin with. So yeah, feedback just confirmed our assumptions, and it was an easy change to make.
Yeah, and also there's going to be the decrease in amplified damage, and you're probably better equipped to comment on that than I am.
None of you are
I'm not
equipped to
gonna do the
comment
math,
on it.
but basically, there is a difference between damage increase and damage amplify in the game. And if you're not aware of that, well, this is you learning about it, and that's why we use those two different terms. And it has to do with the way the damage bonus is calculated. And basically, the gist of it is amplifies are much stronger bonuses than increase. So for some of those items, they had actually the text mentioned increase, and the bonuses, the value of the bonuses were built with increase in mind, but they were actually made amplify damages, which means they were ridiculously powerful. So what we've done is we've kept them as amplified because that's more interesting for the mechanics of those of that item, but therefore we've decreased the damage bonus to something that is more in line with what an amplify would normally do. So ultimately, it's not a nerf. I know that compared to PTS values, it might look like a nerf, but this is an alignment to therefore reflect the fact that these are intended as amplify bonuses and not increase bonuses.
Yeah, and I'm just going to mention it quickly that this change in particular would be available right upon the release, but the localization change that's going to highlight the move to amplify damage from the weapon damage, that is something that's going to come with 20.1. So the next smaller title update. But honestly, apart from that, this information was released as a part of the dev commentary following the phase 2. So if you want to read in detail and see the values and how and why the changes were made, you're welcome to visit our Trello board and find this information at the dev commentary. So basically,
Azure, they're sorting their fucking wording out. Hallelujah.
Is not a new information. It was previously available. Just want to make sure that the wider community is also aware of the changes. And another thing with Ortiz assault interference, that's the talent from the Vindicator, the new exotic weapon available through Descent, the one that we showed right now. Also
Sadist Ignited,
Q20 release,
Flatline,
damage going to decrease from 75 to 40%.
Everything that was weapon damage that is an amp has been corrected. The only thing they didn't do was, for some weird reason, they've changed Intimidate to total weapon damage.
Needs to wait a little bit. Basically, this has to do with the
Sledgehammer as well.
Submission time, and sometimes the changes in the values. It's easier. They can be made faster than the localization because there are a lot of languages. They need to be updated. So I don't know why I'm explaining this.
The value is on the server, the text is on your client. And if we if we want to patch your client, we need to make a patch you're going to download, and that takes time because it has to go through certification and all that. Localization takes extra time. Changing a value is just a number we can change on the server. I'm oversimplifying it. And
soy sauce, I will be.
That's the general gist of it. So it's much easier. Or even if we change it in the game on the client, still we don't necessarily need to make to go through all the hoops of actually localizing and all of that. So yes, changing the value is much faster than actually adapting the text that has to go with that. These are some of the hoops of running live games.
Still important to highlight. So the incorrect localization, incorrect text do not throw you off by seeing the difference between how the talent or the gun behaves compared to what it says about its supposed behavior. At least now you know. And the last thing that I think it's important to highlight, rugged gauntlets, the new exotic gloves. We also received some feedback about them, that some players felt that they're a little bit underwhelming, and the original intention was to give the talent stability and accuracy bonus, but since it's a PTS and bugs occur, and sometimes some features or some weapons, they end up on the PTS in in their unfinished state. So it's not final, but that is what PTS is about. It's about testing. It's about understanding how well balanced different features and weapons are. So basically, due to this malfunction, we understand why it may felt that way, why it may felt underwhelming.
Yeah, and I think we have, both feedback also. We have the people that tried it and thought it was underwhelming, and we have people who just, on principle are not interested in this kind of item. And of course, you are only allowed to have one exotic equipped, so why would you sacrifice a much more powerful exotic for something like that is a bit more niche and a bit more quality of life in a way. But that's just, there's a lot of exotics in the game, so I think it's good for us to try things and see if there's actually a crowd for that, or if there's we know that a lot of players can be very creative in the way to use those items. So maybe there's going to be some interesting mechanics coming out of it. And yeah, let's see. But it's something we've never tried, so let's see how that goes.
Yeah, just to finish off everything, basically the issue was resolved after the PTS, and shoe work is intended, giving both stability and accuracy bonus. But everyone is welcome to try and test it starting tomorrow. And let's move to Season Pass.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Right, Hunter's
Crazy.
Fury also. You skipped Hunter's Fury.
I
Sorry
did.
about that.
I did.
But yeah, the gist of Hunter's Fury, just to talk about it, is yes, so we are reducing
Yes,
the bonus
as in
on the
100%
3-piece
agree.
bonus from plus 100% health on kill to plus 50% health on kill.
You did it
And the main
backwards.
reason for that is because on the side, with all the changes we're doing to brand sets, health bonuses are going to be much more of a thing now. And so actually having health-based builds is going to be more accessible, and therefore we wanted to make sure that Hunter's Fury, which is a great set for health builds, does not become completely overpowered with that. And giving 100% health on kill would have been ridiculous. So it's just us anticipating health builds and therefore giving more tools to make Hunter's Fury more interesting, but therefore making sure so it remains at the right level of power and doesn't become a new meta.
Well, yeah, that
Yeah, thank
would
you
be
so
the
much
better
for
because
noticing
doing it
Sorry.
that way changes nothing, Grant.
Let's pretend that it was intentional, because last time you were criticized for shuffling your cards, and this time around I couldn't even see that there is another point left to be talked about in the
Pay
cards
attention.
that I made. Okay, Season Pass. Yeah, finally. Just a quick reminder that
Exactly,
Season
George.
Pass is going to be available for 1,000 premium credits in in-game store. It grants additional access to a really cool outfit and a mask called Menpo. And it's going to be available basically to all the Warlords of New York owners and Ubisoft Plus subscribers. And just to show you a few things, here is Menpo, by the way. Very cool samurai-looking mask and outfit, also in the colors of the season. Really love how it looks. And on the premium track, this time around, we're going to have 9 weapon skins, 10 dies, 2 new emotes, 2 vanity outfits. This is one of them. There is also another one that is more tactical, called Crescent. And yeah, there
Is
are
this
some
because a
very,
load of people
very
started
fun,
crying about the Chinese
weapon
version of
skins,
Division, so now we get
that,
this?
I would love for you to see, if we can. Oh, this is another outfit called
Yeah,
Crescent.
This is
It's
Crescent, yeah.
more tactical one.
Yeah, Hunter's Fury is now just God.
And some of the
What
weapon
the
skins.
fuck is that?
I honestly do not really remember what's the name of this one.
Who's doing...
We don't have the names on the
yeah,
cards. so-
I'm really sorry, but I really love
and,
the look
and
of it.
somehow we don't know all of them by heart. We're so unprepared.
Hey,
This is a nice one.
who's doing this slideshow? Did they let the intern
I
do
think
the
this one is
slideshow?
called
Is that what
Business
this is?
Casual, though.
It's
Uh,
bedazzled.
Yeah.
If
Mate,
that's
that was
the
clearly
incorrect
Japanese,
name,
not
I will
China.
personally say sorry to Pali, and
Why Thompson all the time? I know. G36, MP5.
this one is very nice.
Yes.
So yeah, season pass available for 1,000 premium credits in the store. That's something that you probably already know. And the last thing to cover for the new season for Vanguard is the apparel events.
Yep.
And as we mentioned it earlier, and you saw on the calendar,
the
we're
MP5
going to have
look pretty
two
good.
of them. One is a completely new one, and another one coming back from year 2, season 3. Yes, the
Oh,
one.
is
from
he
the
asking? I
agenda.
quit.
Was it? Okay.
This is the new one, and this one features 4 new outfits, and fifth one is.
I'm
gonna be
intrigued by
completion
this one
reward.
back here.
And
Oh, yeah.
let's look at them.
Yes. So this was the idea with this one of, we try to alternate a bit in the different styles and fantasies. So with this one, we wanted to go back to something much
Reminds
more
me of,
military,
Demolition Man.
inspired. So there's a bit more armor plating here.
Yeah, the
This
ammo
one is one
towel's
of
a
the
bit
heavy
weird.
ones, so some shoulder pads, some ammo belts here, and black and tactical, of course.
Black doesn't make it tactical, you
And then we
fucking
have,
spanner.
don't know if we have videos for them. Yes, we do. Then we played a bit also with,
What's with
with
the
a bit
gay
more
eye
camo, with a
patch?
bit more ghillie suits and things like that to use to try to create looks and styles we haven't had. So there's always room for more nice hoodies. But what about netted hoodies like this one, for example? So yeah, it's more military, more tactical, new options that we haven't made before. Once again, the team is having more and more fun playing around with what they can do in the game and creating new things. So this is pretty exciting to see all those new looks coming out. I think this one is going to be probably my favorite.
Yeah, it looks very, very nice. This the true essence of camouflaging yourself.
Don't. That's probably the
And then
most
a bit
accurate
more
one.
traditional, maybe camo one and military one for people that are a bit more down to earth, but still nice looking. Bit more, yeah,
It's like Che Guevara aesthetic.
maybe a bit more detailed and a bit more slick compared to what those that we've done in the past. It's nice sometimes to revisit
The hat's
things
way
that
too
are
big.
closer
It
to what
is,
we've
yeah.
done many years ago, but adding all the
ammo
learnings
tower's
and
a
all
bit
the
weird.
improvements and all the new expertise that the team has built.
But at least now we have such a wide range and such a big variety of different styles. Like if you want to be dressed down in neon stripes and cat ears, we have something for you. But also if you're a fan of concealing yourself and proper camouflage, that apparel event is for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be one style, but everybody is going to be
It hurts me.
in
It
love
really
with and
hurts
saying
me.
this is the one, and we want only that forever moving forward. If there's that, sure, but I don't think so. So it's just we're trying to alternate the different fantasies and the different styles between the more tactical, the more agent fantasy, the more military, the more civilian, and sometimes some things that are a bit more out there, like we had with the Nexus, the one that we had last time.
Ghillie
so
suit.
we're-
Oh my god, George.
We're
You're
trying different
speaking my
things, and
language.
hopefully, eventually everybody finds something that they like.
When we were finalizing the results of the previous season for the fun stats, apparently the Jean Ramen, the cap with the cat ears, that was the most popular
Red
outfit
flannel
item in the previous season.
Cat ears.
Cat ears. And yeah, the last resort, the apparel event is coming back from from this. I think it was concealed agenda. It says so in my notes, so probably that is correct.
Must be right. Yeah.
It must be right. But then again, I was the one compiling the notes, so who knows?
So Pastaria knew what she was writing. But yeah, anyway, it's from year 2 for sure, and this was built on the factions of Warlords of New York, as mentioned earlier. So there's 2 outfits, 2 Riker-inspired outfits.
Why is
2
this
Cleaners
dude
inspired
getting a
outfits,
fucking
and then there's
Ravenous?
one heavy one and one lighter one for each of those factions. So some really
Just casually handing over
nice and
Ravenous like it's
popular
nothing.
pieces. So
Get
if you were not here when that apparel event was running a few years ago, well, now's your chance to catch up. I mean, not now, but
When is
this season.
When is the heat wave coming?
Again,
back?
a keener
Never
body
mind.
pillow.
let's do a poll. Let's ask the community when they want to see Heatwave come back.
I know that it's one of those things that me and community we cannot agree on sometimes, but it was fun. I think it was very fitting for Washington.
Washington.
Maybe one day we could revisit a summer-inspired, beach-themed apparel event. But I guarantee you, the team today would do something that
They
would
sound
probably.
like they don't even care. It sounds like
could be
they've
better.
just had
Flip-flops. For
the worst hate fuck.
One last thing to
just
mention,
before
it's
doing
not
this.
a part of the apparel event. It's gonna be one of the few cosmetic bundles, something new that the team is also working on. But this is what players have been asking for a long time, and basically all the outfits of Keener and his lieutenants gonna be available throughout the season.
Miss Hamish.
So you can
yeah.
buy the whole look. I don't know if you were a fan of, I don't know, Kajika or Dragov
Yeah, you
or
will.
Keter.
You will be able to dress yourself up as one of the characters of Warlords of New York. These are uniforms, so they are complete looks, and they will be made available throughout the season on the store for you to purchase. And the idea is just, well, we're going back to New York. We're going to be trying to
Old Warfare
find
was
Kelso,
yeah,
going
that's the
through all
reason I
those
quit.
locations that
I don't
we
know if it's any
visited,
better
where we
now,
fought
but
all
when
those,
I was playing,
all those bad guys.
it's very
it felt
clear
like
they
a
hated
right time
their
to
own player
actually
base.
bring back those looks and, well, make them available.
I'm so looking forward to Keener's outfit. But
Well, if they're
that's
bringing a
pretty
Keener
much
outfit,
it.
Keener's got to be coming back, right?
About the new season, Vanguard. It's going to be available tomorrow, right after the maintenance. So we hope to see you in the game tomorrow. But that's not everything that we wanted to talk about this stream. The next big thing that we're moving to is Project Resolve. And since we already had stream where we covered pretty much everything regarding Project Resolve, there are still a few things that we want to either highlight or remind you about, or show gameplay to illustrate some of the new features that were added to the game as a part of Project Resolve, and talk about the changes that were made following two PTS phases that we had. But just to
Toasty,
remind you,
thank you very much for the subscription.
about Project Resolve and what that is, we still have the video on our Twitch channel with the live stream with me and Yannick, and also the message from Yannick himself and our producer in Bucharest, Radu, where they explain what Project Resolve is and why it took us so many months
Herbie,
to
come in with
actually
a
come
prime.
to
Thank you very much.
this grand
Wait,
conclusion.
that's all it takes
and
to start a
I
hype
would
train?
just love to take a moment and congratulate the
What?
whole team on their hard work, because pretty much everyone, people were working tirelessly starting from August and up until this moment, bringing new features to the game, making sure that stability feels much better and there are less crashes. And those of you who tried the game on the PTS, you know that it really is true, and we managed to tackle a lot of things.
Yeah, and I think it was, it was
Time to
needed
throw
for the
money at you
game
if you're on
to
Twitch
take the
and you
time
want to
to
fucking
actually
continue
do
this
some
hype
fixes and
train.
work on improvements and all that. But I mean, again, the
stability
foundation of
feels
this is really
stable.
improving the quality more than all the quality of life, which is what we've done as well. But it was really about quality and stability and performances. And it was needed for the game, and hopefully, people will notice a difference when this comes out. And I hope all of you, especially
Yeah,
those of you that
I
have been
agree.
struggling
Grant,
from
agree,
issues, will
100%.
see these issues fixed. But I think it was also great for the team, and the team did a good job at tackling all of that and accepting the change of schedule and the map as well, because we had to change our content plan because of that, which is never easy. But it's what's
Yes,
been amazing
Toasty,
is to
get in
see
both.
everybody react to that, and the excitement in the team for people to actually be able to go back and fix stuff, because bugs are frustrating for everybody playing, but bugs are frustrating for us as well. Nobody likes to ship something that is broken or that is bugged.
Then stop
And
doing
very
it.
often, people would like to actually go back and take the time to fix those things. And our content plans don't necessarily always allow for a lot of time to do some bug fixing. So when we told the team, okay, we're going to put everything on hold and you go back through your backlogs and you're going to be able to fix all those bugs. A lot of people were actually very excited to get to do that. And I think this shows in the numbers.
Dan Brushstone, thank you
the
very much
amount
for
of
the follow.
bugs that were fixed, the amount of improvements that were put in here, this was way beyond our expectations when we started working on this. So it's just, kudos to the team for really pushing through this and delivering something that hopefully is going to make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And even working through all the changes, sitting through all the sprints, trying, personally, it's my personal experience trying to wrap my mind around all the planned changes and fixes. That's a very grandiose work.
Dan, coming with the
that's
prime
been
sub,
done
thank you
by
very
the team.
much.
So congratulations to all of our colleagues in Bucharest for making it happen. And we really hope that...
apparently they've changed it
all of
up
you,
again
will
this
be
time,
able to
Toasty.
Find something in Project Resolve that corresponds and resonates with you specifically. And with the rest of the community, I mean, stability improvements, that's one of the biggest milestones.
Yes.
But since I mentioned that we won't be going through everything that we showed last time, mostly because we already had the Project Resolve dedicated live stream that goes into very specific and nitty-gritty details. Plus, we're going to have the full patch notes released tonight after the live stream, I believe. Those 35 pages, something of
They're
changes.
pretty extensive.
Pretty extensive, and I'm 100% sure that not everything might be there. There
Yes,
are
Toasty, yes.
Yeah, might be things that are in the game, but not necessarily highlighted in budget. But the important thing, the biggest, the most important, like improvements, balancing changes, new features, that's in the patch notes. Maybe some smaller stuff that we missed.
That we know of.
Yes. That we know.
There's
But
always a rogue dev somewhere that made a change and didn't inform the chain of command.
this
who
is what's going to happen with them. See?
Yeah. Not allowed to face the camera anymore.
Next stream that we
No
have.
place for
already.
traitors here.
But yeah, there are a few things that I would love to highlight Project Resolve wise, and I think we
My
should
lust
start
for
with the
Keen.
combat gear lock because that is the topic that generated a lot of discussions during the PTSs.
Yeah, probably the most amount of
Yeah.
discussion. And with gear lock, I mean, we're not gonna go through the whole thing again, but it's
Because the streams are still cringe, they are,
we
yes.
thought it was an important change needed for the game, and I still believe, partially that this is an important change. But ultimately, I mean, the feedback has been very strong and very convincing that we need to find another way to address the problems we are trying to address, and something that is maybe a bit less impactful in terms of
How about
many
actually
years of
fixing the issue?
playing the game, and habits that players that you have developed playing the game. So our intention was not to just completely change the way you think about your builds and you think about engaging with content, and we didn't want to limit the options. That wasn't our intention, and it's become clear that this change which we felt was fairly minor in terms of impact. We realized that actually many more people than we thought, like to be able to change their gear on the fly and during combat. So we put it back. You're allowed to, or we put it back. We removed gear lock, and so this is going to go back to the way it was. Well, to the way it is on the live game.
Yeah, just remove busy
so
little
we'll
B.
be able to change your gear.
I'd be
but
down for that.
the caveat is
Solves
that
the problem,
we still
right?
want to bring it to conflict. We still think it's important for the vision that we're trying to implement in conflict and all the changes we're making, and making conflict a bit more of a structured PvP mode. So it will not be implemented in TU20 because we had to revert it everywhere, but we're going to extract the part that applies it to conflict and implement that one in the game again with TU 20.1. So expect Gearlock to come back in conflict only with TU 20.1.
And basically only beyond spawn areas.
I'm
You will
aware
only
there's
be able
more,
to
but
swap
that's
your gear on
clearly
spawn
the
areas.
big one.
So I guess by popular vote, removal of combat gear lock wins except for conflict.
You win that one, that one time.
There were a lot of discussions, not only within the community, also among the team members and
Yeah, I mean, it was very polarizing, and even amongst the team, and we had a lot of great discussions on our side as well on this, and we have some ideas on what we can do in the future that hopefully could address the issues we are trying to address without having to drastically
absolutely,
change the
Herbie.
experience.
There was a
But
lot of
that's
feedback on
future
that,
talk.
and at least they listened.
Yeah, and since we already started talking about conflict, there are also a few changes that are coming to conflict with Project Resolve. Some of them you probably already know about. Some of them were available on PTS.
Great
but
discussions.
Yeah,
Fires
just
at
to
the
recite
ball.
everything. Extended loot pool. Cache is going to be giving more items, and with the possibility of a third one. Also, there
people
was
do?
a significant XP boost to align with all the world activities. And I think we mentioned it already, but just once again, shade and expertise bonuses were removed from the conflict. I know that there were also some feedback regarding that, and some people might feel upset about this removal, but that is another thing that we explained in detail on the Project Resolve stream that we had in December.
Yeah, and it's I mean,
Hey, Daniel.
just to explain it here
Yeah.
just for a minute, but it's just with conflict, we want conflict to be the purest PvP experience, where gear still matters, but the optimization of your gear and the time you've spent optimizing that gear is less important, and what is more important is your skill as a player. So your gear matters, but it shouldn't be the deciding factor between you and another player. What we want to be the deciding factor between you and another player is how good of a player are you playing this cover-based shooter game. And going back to a more shooter feel. If you want a more, RPG experience where the thousands of hours you've put into the game are going to make a difference, then that's what the Dark Zone is for. And the Dark Zone is
I
less
thought
about
we were a
fairness,
tactical
much
shooter.
more
Now we're an
about,
RPG.
about who's the strongest. So this is the differentiation we wanted to make, and with that in mind, we still really think that it's important to take shade levels and expertise out of the equation, because these are stats that are basically just increased by your playtime and the efforts you've put into the game. They are optimization stats that we think do not belong in conflict.
Genre fluid.
But
I like it.
of course, that being said, we're still open to feedback, since these changes were only tested during PTS phases and
With the PC community, yeah.
Yes, and we know that it's only available to PC players. So please keep your feedback coming. It's still very important, and as you noticed with the example of the combat gear lock, even strongest opinions can be overruled by having enough feedback from the community.
Well, and I mean, I don't want to make it sound like if you scream loud enough, we're going to change. But it's, we want to see it in action, and we want to see how people interact with it, and we want to see the conversation online between people and see the pros and cons and what the vast majority of people think. So yeah. We put it out there, and of course, as everything with a live game, nothing is ever set in stone. We can always keep tweaking and keep modifying in future updates. And with conflict, we will keep working on it and improving it anyway. So yeah, we're not going to just put this and say, okay, our work is done. There's more things we need to look at.
Feedback
But
is
that's
very
the
nicely
also
worded
the
to what
gist of the
everyone said
Project
about
Resolve,
combat
like
luck.
it's
Yes.
not
Piece
a
of shit,
singular
get gone.
update that happened once and it will never be touched again.
Yep.
No, it's like a continuation. It's a process. And there are going to be changes and adjustments following.
They've not
this
mentioned that,
release as
Daniel.
well. And of
but
course,
we'll find out
we're gonna
tomorrow, I
keep you
suppose.
informed and as much as we can.
Or maybe the day after, because I
Talking
expect
about
this
other
update's
changes,
going to take a few hours.
Because I
a
think
day.
we cover pretty much everything conflict-wise.
Mhm.
There is also Dark Zone that I would love to mention. For the Dark Zone, there were feedback and discussions regarding the rogue activation timer, and it was also changed. Now it's going to be 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is the sweet spot we think we've landed on with the PTS, and the idea here again is to. I said earlier the dark zone is not about fairness, but we still want to make sure that
Probably.
players have an opportunity to react when someone is going rogue, and that is just for non-invaded dark zone, by the way. For invaded dark zone, the timer remains at 0.75 as it is. So it's also bringing some differentiation between invaded and non-invaded. So if you're really after the tough, hardcore dark zone experience, invaded is probably more for you. But we wanted to give a bit more of a chance to react, and we don't want. It's not that we don't want players to go rogue in the dark zone. It's just we want that to be a strategic decision you make. So you need to, to commit and to really. It can't be just something on just in the moment. It's something you need to find a space. You activate your rogue timer, and then you come out again and know you're rogue. Once again, we'll see how that plays out on the game, and we'll adjust if
That's
needed.
actually a pretty good idea, Sentinel. Yeah.
We're pretty happy with this one.
And another thing to quickly mention that also the first rogue rank duration was increased from 20 to 30 seconds in alignment with the previous change. And yeah, what else? Expertise.
Division 1 Dark Zone on release
no
was better than
changes
Division 2 Dark
here.
Zone. I didn't really
Just
play a lot of
to,
Division 1.
summarize
I
everything and,
can't
quickly
really do
mentioned
a lot of
the,
comparisons.
Initial idea behind expertise changes. The costs were lowered to make it more accessible, and the feedback was good, but that's what people wanted for a long time, I guess.
It's less grindy, it's faster to progress through levels, so what's not to like here? We just wanted to make expertise a bit more accessible for more players and make it less of a boring grind, to be honest, to like get all the materials to try to reach the max. So it's a bit more accessible now.
And before we move to one of the new features, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. They will be collected by our community managers for me and Yannick to answer live once we're done showing all the changes. So that's your chance to ask a question.
Yeah, but they never actually
And
pick
that's
the
next
good
thing
questions.
that it's not really in connection to expertise, but also in connection, Kinda, as the new feature that we talked about a lot. It is called tinkering.
Start
it
asking
was
questions like, what about
not on the
PvP?
PTS due to some
Did he
technical
actually just
issues,
say boring
but,
grind?
we
He
want
did, Herbie,
to,
yeah.
show you how it works and explain why this change was needed and what can be done with tinkering. And I know that we have a gameplay video for you to see. And the most fun stuff about tinkering, first of all, it's the recalibration station formally that has been reworked and received a new flow, a new UI. And the most amazing thing that it can be done on the go.
Yep.
It doesn't matter where you are on the map, what sort of activities you're engaged in. You do not need to go back to the base of operations. It's available to you almost everywhere.
I don't either,
Yeah, I
but
think
it's
the
not
idea was
really
really
for us
that,
though, Videk.
like, we want to try to reduce the amount of times you have to go back to the base of operation and really have these two. There's almost two division games, you know. There's the game where you're in the action and you're playing the shooter game, and then there's the inventory management game that is just equally as long, if not longer, where you're in the base of operations, going through your loot and like looking at, okay, what can I optimize, what can I recalibrate, what do I keep, what do I not keep, and I mean, not all of that is solved. But one big aspect of that was the recalibration and the optimization. And we felt that this is something that maybe belonged a bit more in the action part. And the idea is just, it's, you know, if you're dropping a piece of loot during a mission or while playing anything, that is almost an upgrade. All you would need is to optimize it or to recalibrate it, and it would be an upgrade. Why not be able to do that directly and then go back into the action with your upgraded loot? Why have you, wait until the next time you're going to back to a base of operation? So with tinkering, we not only improved the flow, but also made it, available directly through the inventory, and you can do it on the go. You can do it wherever you want. You can still go to the station, as in this video. You can still go to the station to do it, but you have the exact same functionality directly from in your inventory. And the great thing is that you can not only open the tinkering station from your inventory, but you can also, and we don't see that in the video, but you can actually also directly from any item in your inventory, you can recalibrate it and optimize it without having to go through the tinkering screen, which is probably the best improvement we have here. And I don't know if a lot of people noticed that, but you can, while you're changing your equipment, you're in your backpacks, you want to change your backpack, you can directly recalibrate or optimize this backpack from that screen. You don't even have to go through the tinkering screen to do that. So it's going to be a huge gain of time for a lot of players.
Oh, there, if anyone's watching on Twitch, your question should be, why are you running blue claws on Hunter's Fury?
The button just going to open the menu itself. But when you have a specific item selected, it's going to open tinkering features for this specific.
The thing is, though, Daniel, as the expertise grind was put in place
it's reusing the
for
existing
those
mechanics,
end game players that have done everything and are sitting on a stockpile of resources and points. We wanted something.
I'm just excited to go in my inventory and look at
do
it.
with it all. So they introduced expertise. So as much as I'm actually quite
also
happy they've
the
reduced the cost,
even though we,
at the same time, this is now going to bring back that same
allows
problem.
you to donate items.
I've got all this resource
increase
and nothing to do with it.
From the inventory as well, or from the tinkering screen in the inventory.
He's on normal grab.
To the boo either for that.
Yeah, because it also has the recalibration library and expertise menus available on the go.
Yep.
And
so yeah, I like that they've reduced the cost, but after like 2 months, I'm now going to be back in the same boat. I've got everything at expertise 25,
also not
and I'm sitting on a pile of resources that I can do nothing with.
Just because it's not technically possible to switch on, switch off global events.
That's why expertise was actually thrown in.
But we prepared a small video to highlight some of the gameplay changes. Some of them more visible than others, but we will walk you through them.
The thing is, that was the point, though,
Daniel. Fun through a gameplay video on
grind and actually get rewarded for it. But now it's not so much of a grind; it's just reward.
At showing the changes. But basically, so here we have Guardian. So one of the big changes we've made with Guardian is that now you actually can damage NPCs that are guarded. You're just going to do much less damage. But if you have this rusher that is coming your way and that rusher is protected by a Guardian, you will be able to take it down, which was one of the biggest frustration with Guardian until now, was that you had to take the Guardian out before you could kill the rusher.
Okay, he's got Max Hunter's Fury.
You can take care of the most important threat first and then go after the Guardian. It's just going to take you a bit more time. Then after that, I think we've increased the bonus.
And he's only doing
a few changes here and there to try to make it more fun and more rewarding. And that's been the general gist with those global events. And what we've been trying to achieve is just make it more fun when you actually play it right, and less punishing when you don't play it right.
Santic, I appreciate the sentiment, but no, I am way too much of an arsehole.
Golden Bullet, which we know is by far the most popular.
Don't get me wrong, I would.
But it is popular because it's very straightforward. Yeah. It's like shoot the right NPC and then you get a buff, and then you're just going to be godlike for the duration of the buff. And we wanted the other global events to be a bit more on par with that philosophy of like, just do the thing and then have fun. If you do it wrong, it's fine. Try again and have fun. No reason to punish you.
Yeah, let's make Guardians easy.
So for Hollywood, triple the explosion.
Yeah, Hollywood is just bigger explosions because that's what it's about. And also the big change we've made is because it is a.
Man, I don't think I've ever been melee 3 times in a row and survived.
That's actually the global event where you should be able to play your signature weapon the most. We've made it now so when you're killing NPCs, you can drop signature ammo directly on your location.
I would get fired in about 30 minutes because I'd call them all dumb fucks.
Ammo as well, so it's really the one where when you play it right, you should be able to keep your signature weapon up for a much longer duration. So it's really the Rampage global event where you're just dealing explosions and using grenade launchers or flamethrowers or whatever from all directions and yeah, just blow stuff up. And then after that, I don't know which one we have. Next one is what going to be.
We'll wait for the
Let's find out.
reveal.
Oh,
Polarity
thank you very much,
switch.
Toshi.
Switch.
Yay.
Yeah, so polarity switch is, there's two things we wanted to do. And this one was one of the examples of a global event that can be punishing when you do it wrong. Because here it was, you have to respect the polarity of the NPCs, but if you shoot the wrong NPC, you lose your buff. And that can be punishing really fast. Or not punishing, but at least frustrating.
You'd probably have to,
your polarity changes when you reload. And so you're not always in control of what polarity you have. And you think you have the right one and you have the wrong. So now we've made two drastic changes with it. The first one is that you only lose stacks when you kill an NPC of the wrong polarity, not when you shoot it. So it's much more forgiving. You hopefully will notice before the NPC is dead. And the second one is that when you're killing NPCs of the right polarity, we are refilling, I can't remember if it's all or part of your magazine. But the idea is that, especially taking the reload out of the equation, which was one of the main issues that kind of took you out of the flow when you were playing a polarity switch. Was like, I'm in a good flow, I'm in yellow, and I'm killing yellow NPCs. But now I need to reload. Now I'm blue, but I was preparing for this. And so now it's, hopefully the flow is just going to feel a bit more natural and a bit more fun.
And also the stacks were lowered from 5 to 4, and the bonus per stack was increased to 25% from 20.
Yeah. So actually stacks are more powerful and it's going to be easier to reach max stacks. So
if anything, George, it should be the other way around. Because if you're killing things like that, then they should be killing you like that.
Shade exposed.
Shade exposed, yeah. So with shade exposed, it's just tweaking and fidgeting with the buff to try to make it more efficient, to try to keep the uptime run a bit longer. To try to really focus on the fun of the gameplay, the cover-to-cover mechanic, applying the pulse to everyone, and really feeling like when NPCs are pulsed, you get to do all the fun stuff. So it's no drastic changes, but just more efficient and a bit more fun. Hopefully.
Yeah, the pulse radius was increased, and now you only take 65% damage compared to 150% that was before if you hit the pulsed enemies.
Yep.
And the last one,
finally,
reanimated.
Reanimated is just... what did we do with this one? I think we increased the explosion or the smoke when you headshot enemies, and I think when we've increased the bonuses you get from that, from the headshots.
And we obviously need to see some headshots here. One, he's aiming for bodies. Two, he's using an SMG. Can we get a headshot,
dumb, but in a good way? Click on heads, have fun. I don't know that we're going to see a headshot here. Probably not.
No, we're not.
There was one later on, but we already covered it. But
one later on.
It's up to all of us to play and try the new global events now with the new mechanics. Not really new, it's just upgraded, reinvented.
Yeah, and we can always tweak them even more. But it's hopefully they are going to make seeing other global events.
It is.
Here comes the shot. Here comes the headshot. Nice. It's just going to be
Is King Breaker going to be nerfed? No, not
seeing
at all.
other global events feel a bit more exciting.
And the next thing we know, people are going to be asking for, I don't know, reanimated.
Do you want to say that Yannick doesn't give good head?
No, people are going to be asking for a buff of Elder Bullet at this rate.
Can confirm.
You said it yourself.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
It is.
Two more positive news. I promise that we're going to go back to Descent because there are a few other things that we need to cover besides the new exotic gun
staying amplified.
That's going to be
stated
available exclusively in Descent. But once again, if you have it, you can use it anywhere else.
A
few
it's
other
not
things that we need to highlight, and I lost the card, but we'll just recite them from memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take my card. You lead.
Oh
First
my
of all,
god.
talent pool rotation. That is also another thing that we received a lot of helpful feedback on during the PTS phases, and was decided to shorten the rotation from originally it was supposed to be a week. Now it's going to be only 3 days. So every 3 days you're going to have an updated talents pool, and pool is going to consist of 35 talents and 6 exotic talents each pool.
Daniel?
Cool.
Who?
3-day rotation,
I
35
don't know, maybe
talents,
you
6
wanted
exotics.
to comment.
No, but it's. I know that some people had thoughts on the idea of the talent rotation, but it's what we're trying to fight here is just that every season we're adding more talents, and it's getting harder and harder in Descent to actually get what you want. So we want something that's a bit more curated around specific play styles. And we know that the current, the existing curation of talents in the pools we have is not necessarily the most popular for everyone. So we'll see. And that's something that can live over time, and that's going to organically grow and change depending on feedback. So if some talents we find out don't really work in this pool, they can go in another pool, and we can tweak them. So all of that can be improved. Now we have a full, UI support that really displays everything, and so you really understand what's going on. And overall, all of that should help with making Descent a bit easier to get into and to get what you want and to reach a level of power. That
Translation: some weeks Descent will be unplayable.
Makes you ready to go face the Nemesis, which you will face faster because of
I
the
feel
changes
that.
we've made as well. So yeah, it should just make Descent a bit more streamlined in a way.
Yeah, talking
really love to
about
see them playing on
Nemesis,
Legendary.
the minimal requirement.
Who's got
for the
Twitter?
loop, is
Who's got a Twitter? Try and set up a play date with me, Toasty, Yannick, and Hutchler. I want to carry Yannick through.
Faster, but then
I want to carry Yannick
as it
through
is with Descent,
a legendary
Nemesis
DUA
faster
sub
is
10.
a really good thing or not?
It's your choice.
It's depends also on the.
Go on, Toasty. You've got a
options
Twitter.
you're gonna have.
You're a social barfly.
Another thing that we need to mention, and now we're going to have 4 new outfits also available through Descent with 4 different color variations. I also know that a lot of people like them during the PTS. Outfits, it's always great. Plus added exotic named and reconstructed caches in the NCA tech store. That is not what some of the players were asking about following the PTS, but this is another thing that you can find information in the
Twitter. Twitter is it's
deck
Twitter.
commentary,
Shut up.
regarding the potential prices.
It's Twitter.
Ah.
Get on Twitter.
So
Find
do you wanna
Yannick.
comment
Give
on
him a
it?
twat.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. So
Okay, let's just skip it then. Just a brain fart. It happens. And also decrease the requirements for rewards from 1 to 5 loops.
X is dead as well. Doesn't matter
will
what
be
you
able to
name
receive
it.
more
It's
loot
dead.
caches and rewards for completing the same number of loops as before.
So again, it's just going to be it's going to be a bit faster. It's going to be rewarding. There's more things in the store then that is or in the shop that is connected to Descent. Yes, some of the prices might be might be debated, and but yeah, we have more options now, and once again, we'll look at the economy of it and we'll make
10
adjustments.
seconds in Legend.
Yeah, I'm just going to remind about the changes that were made previously that you also can find on the Trello board regarding the percentage chance of dropping.
Any news of
specific,
Global Division Division
caches,
1?
and also
No,
Nemesis cache that
Annihilator.
is now,
I believe they
much
actually keep
easier
that
to
up to
obtain than
date
it was
on
before
the
because it's 50% chance.
Division official
yeah,
Discord.
there is the Vindicator again. Looks cool, only available in Descent. Not gonna be dropping anywhere else anytime soon, but the price is very affordable and
Yeah, have a
Oh,
decoy.
It's predictable. That's the most important thing,
That's
because
fine.
you can get it on the shop as well. So it's
Kettle
the
Evident.
good thing with this is it doesn't have to be a very low drop rate, and you have to grind the mode and again and again and again for 8 chance to get it. There is a predictable path to it. So you just
What is Dod? What do you mean? What
you
is
get the
Dod?
currency and you can save up to eventually purchasing it. So if you really want it, you can be confident you will be able to buy it eventually.
And I think that's pretty much it for Descent regarding project resolve changes. But we still have a few more quality of life updates that I would love to highlight. And we'll
forget it.
probably
What?
start with the skill modes.
What Dod means?
Because there is a new
dead.
system.
My name
duplicate
translates as
removal,
Dod-Regnbue.
for skill modes. So do you want to?
Yeah. So the idea with skill modes, and that's one step in that direction also of trying to make inventory management a bit less cumbersome. But with skill modes, what we've decided to do is that you can only have one copy of each bonus. And so now when you drop a new mod that has a better roll on that same bonus, it's just going to upgrade the one you have in your inventory and auto-deconstruct and everything. So basically what that means is that you no longer need to hold on to 3 copies of the same bonus and then go back in your inventory and be like, wait, which one is the best? But which one do I have equipped and what's going on here? The game is going to do all of that for you. So you just need to go hunt for better versions. But then once you find them, it's all going to be updated automatically. So it's going to be a much smoother experience with less unnecessary inventory management.
And the construction is also going to be automated, and you're going to receive the printer filament automatically.
That's what I wanted to know.
depending on basically the skill mode that was deconstructed. But that's not it. There was also an update made to Stash, and we have
That was a
video
lot
to
of
show.
in about a 4-second period of time.
Basically, now you will be able to see the item count of the stash displayed when approaching it, so you do not really need to assess it and open it to know how many slots you have left.
It's a small touch, but it helps. So you just
How would sharing
you
work
walk
though?
to
It no
get a
longer
direct,
does.
indication of how full it is
Oh,
and
look.
what's in there. So these are the small things that when you add all of them on top of each other, it just makes the experience a bit
Huge change, 10 out of 10, safety game.
removes some of the friction of the experience. So
They're trying, guys. Give them
isolated,
some
maybe
credit.
Not a huge change, but it's a nice touch.
No, when you're passing by.
That would be
for
a nice
example,
touch. If we said
just
224
catch
out of
glimpse of it.
400,
Also a good
that
thing
would be
to
a
have.
nice touch.
Yep.
One last feature that I wanted to highlight, and I saved it for the very end. There is going to be a new vendor added, not starting from tomorrow. It's going to be also 20.1, and this is a textile vendor. His name
Finally.
is Danny Beaver.
Yeah, and so this is
Exotic
finally a
caches!
vendor that's going to sell you stuff for textiles. So it's for those players, those of you, you know who you are,
Mate,
who are
I've got
sitting on a lot
millions!
of textiles.
I'm gonna be
and nothing to
rich!
spend it on. And we want to make textiles a bit more interesting. So now you will have this vendor that you will need to locate in a similar way to the way you need to locate Cassie Mendoza.
I'm
He's
concerned it
called
says
Danny
stock
Weaver,
1.
And as you can see, you can buy caches for textiles. Those caches are on a limited stock, so you cannot buy an infinite amount of them. You will be only able to buy a certain amount per rotation. So don't go out there expecting you're going to be able to spend hundreds of thousands on unlimited exotic caches. There is some limitations here.
Right,
but at
Yannick,
least
you and
over
I are gonna
time,
fight.
that becomes one
Come
of
on.
those things you do on a regular basis of going to check
Bastard.
the stock of that vendor, buy the cache, and then come back next time.
Yeah, this specific vendor would not be shown in the patch notes for tomorrow since it's 20.1, but once we are there, we'll update information about the rotation and
Shut up and take my
all the stuff that you
textiles.
can get from Danny Beaver.
This sort of div to go get him.
I just love that his surname is Beaver. Very on brand.
Mate, do you know,
Incredibly creative.
I've got like
What was it?
I've got
Lauren?
like 300k
Okay,
textiles, and I've
yeah.
still got like 9,600 freaking caches to open.
That's almost it. A few other things that I want to mention before we move to answering your questions.
Can I have an
just a
open
few
all
quick
button
things.
now? I just need an open
with
all
the Project
button.
Resolve, we also
Fuck
added
you.
new commendations for the Paradise Lost incursion. All the details you will be able to find in the patch notes after the live stream. So don't miss it. It's going to be on our website and all the social media, the usual stuff.
Just one comment on this is just that okay, it's commendations on the incursion, and what's the big deal? And the big deal is that we can do commendations again. We relearned how to do that. And I know that some of the new commendation hunters have been asking for that for a while, and we've released a bunch of content with the game without commendations. So we're going to try to, retroactively start adding commendations to content we've released. But you can, hopefully you can expect that moving forward with new TUs, new commendations are going to be added, and this is going to be a thing again.
Yay, new patches.
I know Arctur's going to be happy about that.
Another thing about the projects, also that is something that we talked about a lot during the previous live stream, but there was one change made since then, and in the reward pool, you're going to have one exotic component
At least they admitted it.
Daily projects and 3 exotic components for weekly projects. All of the stuff remains unchanged. The full details in the patch notes.
Melee only right commendation. Get fucked.
Since
right, someone delete that comment before the devs get an idea.
It's not something that we covered specifically in this live stream, but status effects, talents, weapons, gear sets. Some of them underwent a lot of changes, and in response to this, we decided to wipe out the leaderboards. There are a lot of them.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
A lot of them, yes, and some that I need to mention: the Keenly College, Strongholds, Raids, Standard and Invaded Solomon Group. We do not have the full list yet. It's just for the general information, but
yeah, it's just some of them are here since the launch of the game and have never really been purged. So we felt that with Project Resolve it was time to actually do a wipe on them and start fresh to really try to highlight the performances of our current players and remove the pollution we've had from the past with some of the abuse and exploits, and even not necessarily pollution, but even old achievements that have been made by people who no longer play the game. So we thought it made sense to wipe a lot of the leaderboards in the game, and again we'll get the full list and give that to you so you can see which ones are and which ones are not. We're trying to be respectful of some of the best achievements like raid leaderboards and this kind of stuff. But yeah, like mission ones and like specific activities will be wiped, and that's something that we can consider moving forward potentially to do that on a more regular basis.
Toasty's
make sure that we keep the leaderboards actually.
I've been working for that time.
The players that play the game today, and if you didn't make it this time, maybe next rotation you will have a chance to top it.
Yeah, thank you so much for the clarification, and now it's time.
I'm
to
actually
move
happy
on
for a
to
leaderboard
some of the
wipe.
questions that we
Although
received
I'm
in
going
the
to need to
chat.
re-get a lot of my times.
If you still want to ask a question,
6
there
minutes
is your
34
chance.
legendary DUA got to
Community
get.
managers are updating the Q&A list for us to look at, but we'll start with what we have right now. I'm just going to do that very carefully. Probably not.
I suppose that's true. Why does it matter if it's
The
going to
first
get
question
cheated
is
2
about
minutes after wipe?
leaderboards. Is there any chance we can get new leaderboards, like the Year 1 board for Dark Hours?
I mean, new leaderboards, yes, we could potentially add them. The thing is, they were pretty much left as an afterthought because we were not maintaining them and purging them. So now that we are starting to, I mean, we are doing a wipe now, and we will see how that's received and how that helps with the game, and and how all of you will engage with that. But moving forward, that's our intention to make the leaderboard game a bit more fresh and a bit more interesting. So, adding new ones is not off the table either.
Oh my god, immediately. PvP questions! Answer the PvP questions!
I think that's something that we confirmed online, but I'm going to repeat it for everyone to hear. Not anytime soon, but this is not off the table. So there is a possibility.
One day.
One day.
Maybe. When the Vindicator will be available in other sources as well. No, but yes, I mean, it might, but it's, we're going to give it some time before it comes back.
That looks so good.
Will there be a
Are
new
you
meta
able
build?
to obtain the new rifle
Hunter's
in
Fury.
the open world after you bought it from the Descent vendor?
That's a good question, but I do not think so. I think it's you can only get it through Descent, even if you want multiple copies of it. If I'm wrong, I will correct that publicly after talking to the team, but I'm pretty sure it is only Descent.
Vindicator, not an open world drop. Must farm Descent.
Any chance of update to the legacy cache? I have 3 keys for it, but I cannot use. Yeah, I mean the keys will give you textiles now at least.
Yeah, but you can't open them, Donut.
Oh, is that the legacy cache? Wait, I'm confused. Which one is the legacy cache now? So yeah, I need to get my thoughts together and then I will tell you. Will we be able to select any grenade type? Well, they're still tied for now. That's something that maybe we want to do in the future, but now they're still tied to your.
I'm wondering how much it is in the same
specializations.
currency. Possible, yeah.
Other plans are there. Sorry, I'm going through all of them.
New rifle
Other
worth
plans
percent
to
grind.
the,
It's going to be the best
to
rifle in the game.
difficulty over heroic for the open world.
Not at the moment.
Problem is it's a
we're not
rifle.
going to put legendary on the open world because legendary is well. There's 2 things with legendary. One, it's only one faction. Only the Black Tusk exists in legendary difficulty. And 2, legendary difficulty. It is handcrafted. It is not just a setting that we change on a mission. There's actually some work that is done on it. So it's not something we can just trigger for the open world. So not legendary, but new difficulty anyway. This is not the plan at the moment, no.
Yeah, Vindicator was like
Updating the
350,
option
but
to
I don't know if
evolve
that's
the
staying.
third attributes and scaling the open world boxes to global level.
Yes, yeah.
To both questions.
This was part of the Project Resolve, and this was part of the PTS. And yes, it's going to make it to TU20, so you will be able to reroll the third attribute of the exotics. And yes, the open world boxes in the world will be updating with the world difficulty setting. One thing that I just want to mention to go back on the previous question about adding new difficulty, I know that there's a conversation about us about the power creep and about players becoming more powerful and therefore the lack of challenging content. And I just want you to know that this is something we're conscious of. And we have some ideas, but yeah, more on that in the future.
You've got my attention.
Any more legendary missions coming?
Not at the moment because we are only doing strongholds in legendary, and we've done all of them now. So adding legendary to main missions is not something we have planned just yet. But once again, I think that goes in the bucket of
what's my next video topic?
What are we going to do to offer more challenging content to the players that have full optimized gear? And this is something that's on our mind already.
This one about the new skill modes.
Does this mean we won't be able to share mods with teammates now since mods get auto-used when they drop? Yeah, probably. Now that you mention it, probably. Maybe the team has thought of that, I'm not sure. But yes, that might be a compromise and a side effect that comes with these changes, that you may not be able to share them with your teammates now.
What about old blueprints from previous seasons? Because a lot of players started playing the game recently. That's actually what Descent is for.
Well, Descent has named blueprints, but in general, I mean, we have added a bunch of them.
No, I think they've styled something on their NB,
already.
but not
it could be that
actual
we are
NB.
still missing some, but the intention is that they should become available through the blueprint loot pools. So if we missed some, just let us know, and we will be looking at it. But the intention is that blueprints become available. Old season blueprints.
Day, thank you very much for the sub.
Blueprint loot pools.
How many seed credits will the reconstructed caches cost in Descent?
No, George. They're on about the open world
remember.
I
loot
do not have
dropping
the
with.
number in mind. We will need to get back to you on that one.
See you on.
Let's see if we have other questions. I honestly do not see anything.
Nope.
One last chance.
I
chance.
don't know,
Counting.
Klaus. That's a
2,
good question. I'm not
3.
sure.
I'm sure there's more questions, and poor CMs in chat are like, wait, no, But again, I mean, as usual, if there are more questions, you know where to find us, and everything will be clearer tomorrow when the update comes out. Well, fingers crossed, it's a smooth launch. But yeah, if there are more questions, we will be here to answer them.
Yeah, so I guess we're done. The monitor turned off.
Yeah, our feedback monitor turned off, so we have no idea what's going on screen. So hopefully you can still see us.
Or at least hear us. But we thank you for sticking with us and listening to the live stream. Thank you so much.
Thank you, George, for coming and turning on the screen, trying to be discreet and not be on camera. Here we are.
It works. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. It was a pleasure once again to talk through all the changes and
Thanks,
highlight
George.
them. The team made a tremendous job making sure that all these changes come to life. So huge kudos to everyone.
500%.
And all other locations that worked and still working on the Division 2.
Oh, God.
And yeah, hopefully we did it some justice by mumbling. Yeah,
it's hard because we already talked about all of that. So it's like, it's cool because it's coming and I'm excited, but actually, Season 3 and Tier 20 and Vanguard, whatever we call this thing, and Project Resolve, all of that is coming out tomorrow. So that's, it's great that it's finally out there, and I can't wait to play the game myself and see how everybody also is going to react to that. But it's also hard to do another stream and talk about it because we've had that already. So I hope that we still had the energy. It didn't sound too much like a repeat. But yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, likewise. And yeah, thank you so much again. We're gonna watch the new trailer for the Season 3 Vanguard, and I guess see you in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what did we think?
I don't believe she could be a hunter. But trust has to be earned.
Seems to me that they've said a whole bunch of nothing again. Well, to be fair, when it comes to things like this, there's not really too much they can say. Simply because, one, it's either going to spoil the story, or two, everything else is in the patch notes. Think I missed the whole thing? You did indeed, damn it. Danimal Planet. Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege, that's what a lot of people thought, yeah. They're trying to ruin Kelso's character. To be fair, I did say at the start, like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kelso. Like, everyone's going on Keenan, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kelso. 35 paid patch notes, they must have done a lot behind the scenes. They did, yeah. At least I can now use my 25k NSA tech. I'm going to turn the light on one sec. Oh, it's getting dark and scary. And the werewolves are hanging out. Game now going to be playable. No new content though. I mean, there is new content. It's just not as expansive as what we are used to. But the price of that is, hopefully, stable gameplay. Waifu going rogue? I don't think she's going rogue. And look at that. Fucking seamless transition into the game. Although I just want to point something out, right? Because everyone acting like no one knows where Kelso is. Yeah, if Kelso goes rogue, we're fucked. Millions of new ones. Like, Kelso's training is OP. Everyone acting like no one knows where Kelso is. She's been here the entire time. Okay? Manhunt complete. Call it off. Because it has plot armor, the unlimited SHD. Yeah, like everyone moaning about like where's Kelso? Founder, what is this? Speed run the new content before it's even out. That's a decoy. That's a good decoy. Kelso, you a decoy? She's a bot. She's looking for the last hunter mask. I mean, she could be. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, to me, the least they could have done is in one of the patches removed her from there. Hey, I'm neat. So what's new? Apparently Kelso's the new manhunt target and no one knows where she is. But I just went to New York and shock horror gasp. She's just stood there staring at a whiteboard. There's a bug that you could have 2 Kelsos in the Hidden Alliance season in the White House. A lot of people are going to be happy with that. A lot of people would have been happy with that. Fembots actually laughed at that reference. Oh my god. New enhanced decoy skill confirmed. Well, it stands there and talks to you. I mean, why not, right? She'll probably get removed tomorrow. That's a good point. Maybe Kelso's fail out.
We need to retrieve the antivirals before we can move them somewhere safer. Head down into the sinkhole and locate the maintenance.
Golden bullet being assembled by hostiles. Hostiles starting location nearby. Agent received a golden.
Oh, love purple loot. Alright, gonna get eaten and then back to Tidal J. Alright, Toasty, have a good day. Make sure you got lots of noms. That's just body shaming, Octa. How could you do such a thing? Gotta go now. Thanks for the stream. Not a problem. Gonna be hanging out for a bit. Hear some of your guys' thoughts. I just got rinsed. Okay, don't get into cover then. Just stand there like a weasel. Sokolova is escaping in what looks like a... I'm in... Mate, there's an awful lot of Wallies around here. Fucking named Wallies do damage. Another meme, run the dev build? No, we're not gonna run the dev build. We're not gonna do that. Oh, Wallies around here. That was just like, there was like 5 volleys at one point and they're all just shooting me. I was getting bullied. My feelings were hurt and everything. Kelso secretly working with LMB. I'll have a word with the guys, see if they want to run the dev build, do the incursion. Oh god, what was it? Like 4 blues? 5 blues? I mean, that could be entertaining. The build that they were showing in the in their live stream, it was Hunter's Fury. I've forgotten what the chest was, but it was a chest with Grupo, Memento, and it was like 5 blues. They had Max Memento, Max Obliterate, and Max Hunter's Fury, and they were doing like 300k. Don't forget to put it on normal difficulty. I know, right? Vector with Killer. Was it Dark Winter or was it just Vector with Killer? Mate, it was painful to watch. They were struggling to kill things on normal. Well, actually, I don't know normal. I don't remember normal, but on hard, they were struggle bus. They were struggle busing on hard. I had that exact same damn build. They were struggle busing on hard, dude. Too busy laughing at the the F2000 with In Sync. Yeah. I would love to get a game in with the devs.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Have you not seen the build? Yeah, but he uses uses it as a tech tank variant, so he's actually using a multitude of amps to actually bolster his damage. See, you can go that route if you know what you're doing with it.
Detecting additional hostile contact.
Left or right, left or right.
Access key detected.
Run a skill build with 0 skill tiers, you clearly should be. It should be the Black Tusk bomb drones. What? It's Black Tusk bomb drones and rigger. Shield drone, shield drone, shield drone, shield drone. Firestarter specialization? I mean, we basically have that really, don't we? It's just firewall. I mean, do we really need another specialization that's going to cause a lot of conflict over what's best for Eclipse builds? Although I'm surprised we don't have an Ortiz specialization, considering we've got the Ortiz turret, the Ortiz gear set, and now even Vindicator, its talent is bloody blah Ortiz. So like, I'm honestly surprised we're not getting an Ortiz specialization. Made of it on the highest RPM in the game. It's over 2000 RPM. It's like 2368, I think. Short bus specialist, just sit in the corner and draw. Ooh. I feel like that's definitely a few people would be needing that. Ah, the booster chem would be amazing. He was skiing. about reworking old sets and exotics? That's what I kind of feel like they should have done with Resolve. That's honestly what I feel like they should, rather than add new stuff, just rework old stuff. I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, that chem is actually coded into the game. Like, we have a physical data of that skill in the game, so theoretically it wouldn't be too hard to be able to give it to 2 players. Hey Chucky, how's it going? So like on a theoretical basis that wouldn't be too bad. I think William's chem would be a problem.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Incoming hostiles detected.
To firing the dude, they knew would make the commendations. How to do it? Oh god. Disorientation gas. Thing is, I don't trust it when it comes to like NPCs doing anything with like affecting their accuracy, because it's going to be very hard to put into the game. A shuttle, mate. We're playing Division, not Predator. Isn't it more of a just a chem launcher that fires like heroin? There's your disorienting gun. Shocking different. Rohit. You get rehypno. You get rehypno. I can see that being bad. A disorient gun. I mean, technically, we already have Slayer. It would be funny though. It would really be funny. Oh. Where am I going? It's that way. I hate it when it tells me to go all the way around to come back this way. The shock from Div 1 was a no. I've heard that. Hey Todd. A berserk sticky makes enemies fight each other. I mean, that could actually be interesting. Like a way in which we can directly influence enemy AI. Neuro sticky. Aha, there's one. I've been looking for you. Making them fight for you? Mate, it's going to sound like friggin', what's that? Takinawa guy. He was in Godzilla. Let them fight. Yeah, instead of shock turret, we got Pete, we got Elmo, it's fine. Turns NPC into friendly for X seconds. Mate, thing is, have you seen when the NPCs actually fight each other, though? They do nothing. And they barely grab aggro. Like, pointless to me. Cluster airburst. Alright, I'm just going to raise you all. I want a pet Wally. I want a pet Wally. Pet Wally or Riot?
Incoming hostiles detected.
Nope.
Hostile completed. The golden bullet.
Hey, Salhadin. Do you need to get some stars? I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be on, to be honest.
Serious trauma.
Where did you come from? Instantly just got like 10 bullets in the butt. Protect the hostages. From what? There's nothing else here. Oh, he ran round, did he?
Civilians in distress.
Somehow managed to do golden bullet in 3 days. You are a special kind of soldier, aren't you? You are a special soldier. Actually, I didn't look to see where it is. Where is it? Oh, of course it's over there. I mean, why wouldn't it be over there? That's like exactly where I want it. Where are you going to put it? Oh, of course you would. I mean, why wouldn't you put it? I'm over it already. I don't actually care. No. Heroic. Can we get... Ah, snipper doggies. Yeah, fair one. Down for that. Shield that works for LMGs, snipers. Pulling it out makes the player stationary but has a lot of health. Ooh.
Hostile control point detected.
That could be interesting. Sort of turns you into the turret. Big ass drone. What? Just call in a marauder. Everyone running around with turret and drone builds, and there's you can. Haha! Marauder and mortar build. Where'd you go? There you are. Food time, have a good one. Alright, Octa. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Lots of nom-noms. Quick resty. No, but I mean like the actual marauder. And you know those mortars on Coney Island? Them mortars. Not big enough. Calling a friendly... Just call in a friendly airstrike. That could be entertaining. Similar... I mean, it could be a way to go. I mean, I'm not against it. It'd have to be, like, to be of use. Especially if it's going to force you to be stationary. It would have to be tanky, though. And, like, I mean, like... tanky. Because otherwise there's just no point. Thank you for that game.
Target near you.
Overheat mechanic, 12 minute health or whatever. Don't get what you mean by that. Oh, I've not been in here for a while. I don't remember the way. Do. Well, you're fucking special, aren't you?
Spotted, Sheriff.
Oh, the Riker's stationary gun thing. I mean, yeah, but I... We believe so, 420. We believe so. They didn't actually state if they were or not.
Looks like you earned yourself another bounty. Well done.
Yeah, it makes the user take less damage too. Ooh. So not only is it like health tanky, it actually makes you tanky. That could be interesting. Imagine just running into the middle of a legendary mission and just going, "This is my turret." Escape. Could be entertaining. Think you could go for the player's head as well. That would be a bit weird.
I'm getting reports that Black Tusk is present at the old hyena den. Target the site and see what you can find.
Why are you telling me about that? I've done them. I've done it. Look, empty. So anyway, I started posting. What? Hey, Silo. Oh. Oh, that one made my butthole go like that.
Target is near you, Agent.
That's how we do it in America. Fuck you. Go to new exciting places, meet new people, drop precision guided bombs on their homes. Careful, you're going to give Silo flashbacks. Is it? Is it on the ground, is it? That's good for you.
Target spotted, Sheriff.
Where am I going? Why did I do this? Some of those homes needed it. We're speeding. Ah, God. I'm just going the wrong way, aren't I? Excuse me, can I get that bullet off you? Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you. Where is the last melon?
Target spotted, Sheriff.
Would you mind if you just held on to that for us? That's fucked.
Hostile restore hive detected.
I mean, that is the plan. You know that, right? You activated my trap card. Enjoy that.
Another one down. Good job, Agent.
Opening Apparel caches. I only have until 20.1 to get it done. So I'm starting now. Oh my god, I might have to do that. Cache opening stream. How would I do 10 shots of 10 billion damage?
Hostiles detected. Refresh. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Come on. Damn, bro, over 13k, nearly 14k. I had to change my screensaver, my desktop background, to the OG Windows background. You know, the green hill with the tree on it, just so that I can say I actually do know what grass is. No, from what I've seen, a lot of players basically say Cavalier doesn't really work too well in PvP. Spawn point knowledge is on point. Has to be. This is how you fake actually being good at the game. Just no spawn points. One more dude.
Incoming hostiles detected. Access key detected.
Introducing a textile vent. Yeah, the textile vent is going to be awesome. Actually looking forward to that. Have we got any bounties up and running yet? Yeah, bounty, bounty. Hoo, hoo, hoo. But yeah, this is what I mean. I was talking about this the other day. Like, I'm not actually a good player. I just have pretty good retention of information. So I can fake looking like a good player because I know where the spawn points are. I'm also running Hunter's Fury, which means as long as I get to the spawn point, or can get to the spawn point pretty quick, I can just chain CC them in place. And then with Ouroboros, obviously Golden Bullet helps, but even without Golden Bullet, Ouroboros, just choose through them. So this area here where I'm going to do this bounty has 2 spawn points. The door in that building there on the left hand side, literally exactly where I'm aiming now. And the door on that side of the building there. And they will spawn depending on where I am facing. Stealth Snake and 7 Ara Raw. 7 Ara Raw? Sorry. Thank you very much for the follow. The old gear sets from Div 1. I think you would like them. 6-piece gear sets would be nice. I don't actually think 6-piece gear sets would fit well into this game. Unless those 6-piece gear sets are going to be very powerful. But I feel like if they're going to go down that very powerful route, then that'd be some serious power creeping. I quite like the, and obviously once we find out that those 6-piece gear sets are going to have like a meta as well, then yeah, like at least at the moment we have Strikers, Hunter's Fury, Heartbreaker. We could potentially go high end, Perfect Focus, Perfect Large Cannon, blah 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 blah. There's although there is a definable meta, at least that meta itself has a variety. If it all goes to 6-piece gear sets, then it's variety is now dead. It was a pleasure doing business with you. So I don't think it's going to be a very worthwhile way for them to go in the game's current way of playing. Of course. Ask you a question, please. Where can I find the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack? Is it possible to drop from Countdown Summit? Yes, it's just targeted loot. It will just be targeted loot. However, I do feel obligated to say that just don't. It's a very bad backpack. I'm sorry to tell you. That's the problem in Division 1. They added classified gear sets and everything just died. Yeah. That's just how it will go. Once you start adding things of that magnitude that require your entire inventory slot. Because it's not just so much of whether they are powerful or not. It is the fact that it's a 6-piece gear set. Oh god, here we go again. Go on. So it's going to require every piece you've got.
That's your target.
Thanks for the heads up, not a problem. I mean, I think I've got really like one... There's like a healer build that's pretty powerful with it. That's about it. Realistically. Haha, missed me. Yeah, it's all about the backpack talent. Like, the actual talent, regardless of what it is, whether you want to go damage or survivability, the talent is worth more than anything else, realistically. Which exotic is best for DPS builds? Probably just coyotes, but then if you've already got a coyotes in the group, you're probably looking more like experienced groups. Probably looking bloody knuckles. And then if you've got a very, very experienced group, Dodge City. Although that being said, with Dodge City, you can solo cheese the game with it. Oh, there's a thingy right there. In the arse. So where you bring the tanks back to the rest of the gear pieces to balance it out. Do we really trust the devs to do any sort of balancing? That's a good true, yeah. I've heard that a few times. Ninja Bike is really good in hardcore early game when you don't have like full pieces to make builds. It's just like a good supplementary piece.
Received. Golden bullet. Incoming hostiles detected. Detecting additional hostile impacts.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that, but I feel like there'd have to be very, very niche sets. I would also like to see it like as though they're optional. Best the devs can do is make a status sniper tank brand set. I know. Firewall specialization is, yeah, firewall is very, very powerful. Like, don't be knocking my FI. Oh, future over. Right, yeah. I'll let you off. This once. I love FI. FI is such a good set. Okay, that was interesting. Can you? Thank you. He's with meta, so 2 healers were meta. Ah. Eeny meeny. Just out of curiosity, how many people are dual watching, both watching on YouTube as well as Twitch? You are? Hey, Avalon. How's it going, buddy? I'm not. So if I push this way, they should spawn at this door. Yeah! It's almost like I know what I'm doing, I swear. So Silo comes in on YouTube. Me. Sometimes. Yes, actually, since this is probably the most viewers I've actually had on Twitch. If you're new here or not, or bloody blah, and for those of you on YouTube that also are watching me on Twitch, I need ideas for channel points. Now, part of me is kind of like, I want to keep it with the banter that we know and that we like and bloody blah. So a little bit of banter going on, etc, etc. But at the same time, as we all know, I'm an absolute friggin' stress bundle. So I don't want, I don't know, for 10 points get myself killed, and then, because I know for a fact you fuckers will just spam it. So I need ideas. I was looking at them the other day and I was just like, I have no idea what to do here. I am like the least imaginative person ever. Hello, how was the stream? It's been going pretty well. Oh, you mean the dev stream? Or make it very expensive? I mean, yeah, I could do, but knowing my luck, I'll get that one person who sits there for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. And then that one time, I decide to like grind my way through like a legendary, solo legendary title or something. And I get myself to like one room before the boss room, and it's like, oh yeah, get myself killed. Go right to the back. Carry for points? No, I'm not going to do carry for points, because one, there's no such thing as a carry. Two, we tend to do community runs pretty regularly with Toasty. Saying that, we're actually thinking of doing Sunday community runs for incursions. It was meant to start last weekend, but, well, as in yesterday. Anything good? Oh, I think the best thing that was mentioned is there's a new vendor where we can spend textiles. Thank you for bringing your own CC, you weirdo.
That's your target.
That's gonna just tickle. What the fuck? I just got one shot through my shield. Why are you running? Mate, you just jumped down and now you're climbing back up again. Oh my god. So I need to catch up to what you guys are saying in a sec. I am bad stinema. Bad stinema. Send head.
Target neutralized. Good.
Sucks that you missed. What?
Looks like you earned yourself another bounty. Well done.
Watching the buff. So I get double points. Challenge run? Yeah, could do a challenge run. Could handicap myself, but I already do that. Sucks that you missed my previous message. I'm sorry. I've got like 2 chats. I've got like I've got nearly 40 people on Twitch. And I've got like 70 people on YouTube, and I'm struggling to keep up with the chat while also actually not doing my usual trick of dying every 2 seconds because I'm reading both chats way too much, and then I end up looking like an absolute fucking mongo, and then I die. I know, not mad at all. Okay. I've just received a DM, and it's a death threat from Silo. Of course it is. I mean, why wouldn't it be? God, Silo. I know you love me, but Jesus Christ. I play the game with a controller. It's not a challenge, it's training wheels. Did someone say aim assist? There's a sniper turret on top. Oh, of course it was a sniper turret. I mean, why wouldn't it be a sniper turret? Ah, you fucker. He went for a stroll. There. No aim assist controller. I don't have a controller, and I've actually shown this before. I don't think I have the pictures anymore, but I've got a lot of nerve damage on my hands where I took a nail gun to them, so I actually can't grip much anymore. There is if you plug a controller in, yeah. Have they actually mentioned that, Martins? Because as soon as they mentioned the new vendor, that's one thing I said immediately. I was like, do we get an open all button now, or what? No, we don't. Okay. I've also heard from a certain someone that your special little Discord is dead. No one talks anymore. Everyone's upset. Apparently. Sancrum Imperium build change. Are you telling me that I'm gonna have to equip an absolute meme build?
Target near you.
Hostile has full golden bullet.
Fire Eclipse the oh my god.
Received.
I actually like I had a really good Dread Edit build at one point, and I really liked it. It was fun. It was new. It was different. I just didn't see the point because I could do like twice as much just with a rifle. It just ended up being like poor man's rifle build. Funny, have you used textiles for something? I know. It's going to be so strange. All right, language. Thank you. I do love it when you guys bring your own CC. Oh, they're over there. And of course I'd pick on the...
Immediate medical assistance needed.
It's all gone wrong. Still sad about that? Yeah, trying to like focus these guys in a spawn is pretty hard. Especially with the outcast, because as you try moving around, you either get lawnmowered or one of those idiots with the special vest like to give you a cuddle. So now they go up again, look. Nope. All because an LMG gun, I decided to do a fucking runner. By Russia and my hive decides to abandon me mid-revive. I love it when that happens. Could we get it in the good place, please? Because I can't be arsed running. Thank you. Bellissimo.
Target is near you, Agent.
Maybe I'll actually start a hardcore character if Project Resolve does actually like fix a lot of stability issues. Maybe a hardcore character is in the works.
Hostile assembly golden bullet. Hostile has full golden bullet.
Doot, doot.
That's your target.
Oh, aim assist was on. Mate, you could ask that about a lot of talents at this point. Like, it's not just reassigned. Overall, I'm looking forward to the changes. I'm optimistic now. It all depends, like, content-wise, disappointment. Well, I wasn't expecting much content anyway, but I was expecting if they did add content, I was hoping it would be at least something of merit. Which it isn't. So the only thing I can really hope for now is at the very least that Still don't have this set up. I don't have any bots at all, Silo. However, if you look just slightly left of where you type in, there's like a little panel that's like has words in it where I say like, hi, I'm Dod, I'm an asshole. There's a link to Discord there. So you could just, I don't know, click on that. And it just leads back to Bro Squad, so I don't know. Yeah, I need to get a lot better at like the bots and the streaming and all the mechanics and technology behind it. I mean, I struggle with a frigging microwave, for crying out loud, and you want me to set up bots? Foolish mortal. Foolish, foolish mortal. I need to take a day off when Hutchler has a day off and just be like, hey, Hutchler, educate, edumacate Quizzles.
Incoming hostiles detected.
I know, but for the moment, that will have to do until I learn how to do all of that stuff, because I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning it. Because the main thing, because I could probably do it for Twitch, but the main thing I need to learn is I want to learn how to do it so that when people do it in both the YouTube and the Twitch chats, it applies. I assume most of the people watching me on YouTube are already in Bro Squad anyway. But yeah. But yeah, it's something I need to do. Hope Schaefer wakes up in the season. I mean, you never know. He is being a lazy bum at this point. Did I miss something important from the Twitch stream? Anything I should know in advance? They just clarified basically all of the dev notes and patch notes. For me personally, the only thing that was of merit that wasn't mentioned in the notes is they are adding a a textiles vendor. It's Vanguard as well as Project Resolve. All of it is going live tomorrow. Although saying that, I would be very wary of the game actually being playable tomorrow. Because I imagine this is going to be a lot of stuff they're going to have to patch and update. Get the hive, get the hive. Oh, of course. Green poison in the sea, yeah. Dude, get fucked. What are you, character? What are you doing? What are you doing? I pressed to go left and you decided to just wander into a fucking wall. Do one. That's twice you've wasted on me now due to your own fucking inability to move where I press. Raid tomorrow, 7 PM. That'll be a fun experience, I am sure. I'm mostly lurking. Fair one. Just in case everything goes tits up. Well, I'm just trying to get some last minute golden bullet farming in, because obviously with the expertise changes, I imagine I'm going to burn through every single bloody exotic and bit of resource I have. Checking memes for the happy hormone. The meta's not changing at all. There will be a slight change to the Hunter's Fury meta, but it's not going to be maximum damage. It's just going to be absolutely cheese the living, ever-living crap out of the new mechanic. Well, not even a new mechanic. Their inability to understand that the problem wasn't the 100% health on kill. The problem was their health values. So there are many ways to abuse it. And if the game is up and running tomorrow, I will be showing how to do it because it's actually rather comical. Why is there so much around here? Like, all of a sudden. Now we've got to go back this way. But yeah, meta. There's no change to the meta, realistically, other than F2000 and a few other things. Like, the overall builds aren't changing, but some of the weapons are, but realistically they're not changing by anything drastic. Elmo's is still good, FAMAS is still good. That's F2000's now up there. Eagle Bearer's now up there. LMGs are going to be absolutely devastating. So, mate, what do you mean you're surprised I'm not using a D50 with Determined? If you want me to use a D50 with Determined, that will cost you precisely £8 million. 8 million. Exactly 8 million. That's for the psychological trauma of me using that fucking talent. That should 100% be deleted from the game. 100%. I hate it. I hate it. And I think the dev that came up with that idea owes Starbucks and Krusty Kremes to the entire Massive Studios office every day for the rest of their career working there. No, not even then. Rest of their lives. Even after they've quit and they're too old and crusty and can't be a dev anymore, they still need to go in and provide the entire office with Starbucks and Krusty Kremes. Every day. It's such a shit talent. Dod's a diehard mate. Don't you fucking start. Just going a second up. Well, that's because of the value of it. The reason the health goes in a second after the shield dies is because it's only 300k. So if you can get that up to like 500k, second and a half. But then if you've got like 50% health on kill. Oh my god, are we just starting all of it now? Oh my god, so this is what I mean. This is why I'm really nervous about doing any form of point system for you guys. It went from friggin' bloody using determined to I like measured, and now it's fast hands as a damage talent. It's just no. Like fast hands IRL, damn straight. Why did I do that? That was a dumb move by me.
Target is nearby.
Why don't we like determined? Because if I'm going to be rewarded for my play, then I'd like to actually play the game, not just spam shots willy-nilly into random parts of an enemy and be rewarded for it. Dod loved the original. No, I hated it. No, it's not even that it's too easy to use. It's if you did what behind you offers you and how behind you works. If you did that in any other game, do you know what they call it? Aimbot. Cheating. In Division 2 it's legal. Very confused as to why that dude didn't explode.
That's the target agent.
It's like running a marathon but no saying the rider's in the car. Yeah. I just on like a fundamental principle of how that talent works and how games like this should should work. Behind you is just terrible. Well, this is just awkward. Not behind you, determined. Do you have any builds that utilize the memento? Fair few. There's quite a few you can make up. Hold on, let me finish this bounty if I don't die. Really? You're just going to sit there and face tank that? Let's get you on fire. Oh, of course you've got your silly shock bullets. I hate these dudes. Mate. Outcasts with shock bullets. Yeah, that's all we need, isn't it? Oh, get fucked. If I ever get some more stars.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Dude! You know, I've just been on a dying spree. What? 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 We good? We good.
Bounty. Well done.
What do you mean you can't fast travel while in combat? Oh yeah, that's a fast travel. Hey Tycho, Jesus. Hope as well enjoy much of your content. Keep it up, can't wait to see you release what you release after the patch. Mate. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with you? Thank you so much. Jesus. Oh. Damn. Getting Naruto 25 tomorrow? Yeah. Right. Memento builds. Hold on, let me just sort out my inventory. Fighting Nemesis is ridiculous. I actually don't struggle with it, but then I'm an avid believer in trauma. Right, Memento builds. What you want, if you're going to run Memento, make sure you have like a chest. And honestly, there's a Memento build. The reason you want to go for a chest is to try and keep up the crit chance. So obviously here, on this mod slot, we'd go for crit damage. And then here, crit damage. Jesus. Dude just comes in with another 50 bomb. What? Why?
Incoming backup request.
Thank you so much, Secret. Oh my god. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Oh. No, just make sure everyone's running trauma. That's literally it. Make sure everyone runs trauma. Because you can just blind him. Just literally, just one of you pings a headshot. He's blind. All of you just gang up on that one. Next person who has trauma active pings the next one in the head and then just gang up on him. But yeah. This is just your normal crit build. And then from here, trauma plus eyeless as well. Yeah, and then you could run... I run eyeless and sadist because they're both amplifiers. But yeah, this is just a normal crit build with Hunter's Fury. You don't necessarily need to run like Ouroboros. One of the things that I actually do and recommend is a Vector with Preservation. All of the survivability. You can then swap these pieces out for Strikers. You can do Memento, Negotiators. You can. They are worthwhile. For Strikers, I would argue it's going to be more worthwhile. Saying that, here is one that you might be interested in. I don't know if I have it on me, actually. Do I have mechanical animal on me? Safety distance. One use safety distance. One, Ouroboros actually does more DPS at range. Two, ideally, I should be keeping Golden Bullet active, which basically gives a higher accuracy stability bonus to the SMG than what safety distance actually gets. Here is one for a lot of people when it comes out, when it's added and fixed. Where is it? My mechanical animal. So what you actually want to do is Strikers, 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 mechanical animal, shield, and then Artificer Hive. Sort out the mods, etc., etc. But this, come tomorrow, is actually going to be surprisingly strong. This is 6 red cores, 6 yellow cores. You get a skill tier 3 shield at base, skill tier 2 Artificer Hive, but after tomorrow, this is going to stack up to 4 times. 4 times. Which means you're going to get skill tier 6. And you can self-overcharge your Hive as well as your shield. This is going to be a very good way to play tomorrow. You don't necessarily have to go this way either. You can go... I don't think I actually have it on me. Have I got one on me? I do. You could also go this way. So you get the... This will be more damage, but it's a little bit more risky and a little bit more squishy. Ninja Bite plus Sokolov? What does Sokolov give again? No, Sokolov hasn't been changed, has it? Yeah, because of where Sokolov hasn't been changed, that's not going to be a good way to go. Another one on something like this, it'll be a bit more. It would probably be best to run it if you have Ouroboros, because Ouroboros has so much crit. I'm off to work. Thanks for the content. Not a problem, Rogue Wolfman. But the new set Palisade coming in has 10% armor on kill, mix that with Hunter's Fury. That's now 30% armor on kill. And then the 2-piece is plus 60% health, which puts you to like 561k health. Even at 50% health on kill, that's about on par as to what we're actually getting now in terms of like health return. But then add in this Firewall, which is another 30% health on kill. So that's now 80% of our 500 and 500.5k health getting returned, or we could run gunner for what would then be 40% armor on kill. Or if you really wanted to be cheeky, you could run firewall plus a weapon with, I've gone past it, haven't I? 'Cause I'm a retard. I have. An SMG with preservation. So now you have 40% armor on kill and 80% health on kill. This is the potential new meta that I am referring to, simply because although it's not going to be the best in slot damage, in terms of running around open world solo, it's going to be insane on how much you're going to be able to just face tank and not give a crap about. Like, you could go full red. You could probably even run glass cannon and still not die. Like, it's going to be insane. It really is going to be insane on how much we can just abuse this mechanic. And it's all thanks to the dev, because they decided to nerf this and not things like plus 60% health. They nerfed the wrong thing. They absolutely nerfed the wrong thing. It's going to be so funny. I can't wait to actually just abuse it. I genuinely can't. Yeah, or you could run chest guard. Do I have another one? I don't have another one. I swear I do. Somewhere. We'll pretend it's Cheska. And then Ninja Bike. So you'd get your 4-piece Hunter's Fury, 2-piece Cheska, and then with Ninja Bike, you're going to get 90% health. Admittedly, you'd get like Hasbro, which potentially could work well with, because of the status effect changes. I don't have it on me. I want it on me. With backfire. Like, you're going to be able to run some weird things now. It's gonna be quite comical. And I think even death grips as well. I have no good death grips, which is really upsetting. Even this is gonna come with like plus 30% health. If that would actually be a way to do it. The new set plus death grips. No, because you'd be locked into using a backpack. You really would need the backpack talent. And then if you really want to be funny, with the new Palisade set with 10% armor on kill and plus 60% health, is run Bloodsucker and Intimidate. Just in case. I mean, this would probably be this will be a more damaging option. But Bloodsucker Intimidate is very much going to be very much well worth it as well. Which, yeah. It's not going to be like the highest performing damage meta, but it's going to be watch me not die. You know all those meme videos of like one-man army, never die. We now literally can. It should have been 20, 35, and 50 health instead of like 30, 60, and 90. They added too much health into it. We can now just completely abuse it because of their nerf. Well, nerf. It's not. It's actually just buffed us, which is the thing that I find really entertaining. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Hunter's Fury's been nerfed." It's not. You could actually look at it. It's probably more in line with it being a buff because of now what it gives us. Like, if they took it down to like, I don't know, 20 or maybe 30%, then yeah, it would have been a nerf. Because of where it's only 50, And then with those large amounts of health values coming in, it's not much of a change. Hey Freezy, how's it going, buddy? I can also potentially imagine as well one of the brand sets actually becoming pretty dominating in PvP, but I don't want to mention that. I want to wait till after it comes out, the patch obviously, and double check with some of my PvP friends to see if my theory is actually correct. Because I believe there is an interesting way to essentially just abuse Palisade. But we'll have to see.
Target near you.
Also betting on a lot more dying with Hunter's Fury, it won't top out your health. No, because of the as long as you're within range, like you get the disorient off, the second kill's not a problem. There's 100% health. If anything, it's honestly just made Hunter's Fury a little bit stronger. They were actually showing one of their devs playing it earlier for Easy during the live report. They were running a 5 blue Hunter's Fury Memento build on hard and struggling. I wish that was a joke. That's a conspiracy? What? Them struggling to play on hard? Let's make you move. Of course. I've no idea how I'm getting shot through a bookcase, but I'm getting shot through a bookcase. That was dev gameplay, yeah. Reunition's a dev, yeah. Fucking arsehole. Oh, I wasn't getting shot through a bookcase. One of them decided to go for a trip up the stairs. Surprised I don't use skill builds or foundry. Wait, that was a bounty, right? Oh, it's completed the bounty because I killed one of them. Cheers, game. Now I need to get another bounty. Where? Whatever, we'll pick on you. It's really a UFO controlling the gameplay? I don't think it was a UFO. Oh, go away with your disorient bullets. So shit. Absolutely wonderful of you guys to all spawn down here, by the way. What?
Incoming hostiles detected.
I'll grind the season and then buy Vindicator tomorrow, but Helldivers comes out Thursday. Play counter-assassin in the game. I'll probably be joining you, but it won't be till like, I think the 10th. Main reason being is I have a hospital appointment on the 8th, and I know what they're going to do to me, so that's going to take like a day to like recover. So potentially no streaming on 8th and 9th. However, probably get try and get like smash in a bunch of videos. It's easier to fake being social in a video than it is on a camera streaming. Gonna touch you in the no-no zone. Close. They're gonna do some very, very unsavory things to my right hip. But yeah, I've actually got no idea. Where is this appointment actually at? Oh, the Ramsey Center. But yeah, so I do plan on Helldivers. Looks very interesting. Also, I want to do some Granblue content. I don't care if no one watches it. Granblue, I'm loving it. You should all go and buy Granblue so I can make you all content for Granblue. They are. And then Helldivers is looking absolutely top tier. I also might give it like a few days because I don't know. Like Helldivers 1 was very well optimized. It did perform very well. It was very good. Wasn't the biggest fan of the top-down nature of it. Obviously, that's been massively addressed with Helldivers 2 being third person. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like the massive change in the direction of the play of the game, I can kind of foresee it being just a little bit, because they're an indie dev, so they tend to like really care about this sort of thing. So I'm expecting them to really care, but I'm just expecting it also to just be just a little bit off. So I'm tempted to give it like a week or so before I start playing it. But then at the same time, gotta get those content out. They're gonna nerf Dod hip fiery. You need those new exotic gloves. Yeah, they actually gave us these, like, it wasn't like a slice or like a pre-rendered trailer. It was, well, we got the pre-rendered trailer, but we also got like actual gameplay. They even did like a dev talk. I'm not sure if anyone saw it, but on the website they gave like a dev talk of the game, and you literally had the developers. The camera was behind the developers, and they're sat there playing the game, talking about it to you. You were literally watching the devs actively play the game, which was really good. Like, one, the devs can play the game. Two, we got to saw actual gameplay, like, of what was. They were like, they did say like things might be changed, but like so far this is like what we've got. It was actually really funny because when you got towards the end of the gameplay thing, the map turned 2D. There was like a weird glitch in the system where they hadn't fully rendered the next part of the map and it just went 2D. And they were like, oh, that's not meant to be there. It was really funny. But yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to Helldivers 2. It looks pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think it's going to be the... a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be like the new looter shooter king. I don't think it's going to be the best looter shooter on the planet. Although, admittedly, I don't know what the best looter shooter on the planet would actually be. But still. Certainly looks better than the Suicide Squad. I watched a good few streams of Suicide Squad, and I think every single time that I was tempted, I was immediately untempted just by... I would have argued if you went back 3 years, Destiny 2, but I think if you argued like current day, from what I understand, Destiny 2 is kind of dead now, isn't it? Because Bungie fucked it. Because Bungie gave absolute bogus shit excuses as to why they have mediocre but very highly priced content. Like, if you went... Yeah, I'd probably argue, like, Warframe, to be fair. Like, if you're going to make, like, an actual decent argument for what the best looter shooter 2 is, I think Warframe is probably your best one. Division will probably be this if half the community fee would be applied. I don't know. You got to remember, we still got to stick to the dev's vision, right? That tickled. Still get your job? Was really worried this morning, mate. Honestly, like, these devs don't even know what we want. Well, the thing is, right, we can argue that, but at the same time, for me, the bigger negative is leading on from this and around it and encircling and giving it a little nibble, is we don't actually know what the devs want or don't want because they don't communicate. I would have thought, honestly, if it was me and I was Yannick, I'd be in the Discord every day. I would be in the Discord every day. I would answer as many questions as I possibly could. Obviously, I've still got to get work done and bloody blah and develop the game and be the director and bloody. But with a game like this, I'm aware it's a AAA publisher, and Massive is technically a AAA studio. But considering the Division 2 is the only game on the market that is like this, I would be in the Discord every single day. I would have, like, in the Discord, I would have, like, a rather than going through that really shitty Ubisoft section, I would have a bug report section in the Discord. I'd be like, what's your bug? Send a vid or a clip or something. Is it repeatable? Can you show how to repeat it? And I'm aware, like, Project Resolve has been very, very busy for them lately. But I live in that Discord. I'm, like, always in. I don't always answer. But, I'm very active in that Discord. And for, like, the past 2-3 weeks, I've not seen them. More endgame content than matters, honestly, at this point. What's the point in legend? Legendaries are there for the challenge. The challenge is the endgame. And this is going to sound mean, but in an open world game like this, the endgame is what you make of it. So if you're struggling to find your endgame, perhaps this style of game just isn't for you. For me, the end game started out as learning the raids and then teaching the raids. Did that. End game then became pushing through the legendaries. Did that. It then became adapting to multiple different styles of builds and then learning the math. Did that. My end game then became making YouTube videos. Did that. And now it's become streaming. Like, this is, for me, my end game. So the end game in a game like this is literally only limited by your imagination. I mean, in terms of actual overall end game content, this is probably one of the largest games out there with masses. I mean, it depends, like, heroic. You could, like, the overall heroic difficulty with directives, you could genuinely argue as end game. You've then got 5 legendary missions. You've got DZs. You've got 3 DZs. You've got this entire map with all of these different missions. We've got Countdown. We've got Descent. We've got Summit. We've got 3 separate game modes now, not even including open world. We have missions. I mean, there is a lot. 2 separate raids. There is actively a lot of end game content in this game. The problem is, it's 5 years old, and if you're anything like me, you've been doing the same, essentially, like, 30 things on repeat for the past 5 years. We've now got Incursions. Incursion 2 is coming as well. So, like, there is a lot of endgame. There really is a lot of endgame. Does any of it feel meaningful? See, now we're arguing it's not intelligently designed endgame, which is very different. And that I would agree on. 100% I'd agree on. Like, legendary missions, it's all just grenade spam. This doesn't feel meaningful. It doesn't feel fun. Told people who asked me that the story is mid at best. The game starts after Keener is dead, and from that point, it's just a different game. I mean, yeah.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
Div 1 does have more legendaries, yes, but then... does Div 1 have raids? I don't actually remember. I don't think Div 1 has raids, does it? Obviously, Div 1 has incursions. Four incursions. How many legendaries were in Div 1? But it had survival. Can we not hang on the survival, please? I mean, don't be wrong. I would like survival. I would like it. But whenever we bring up, like the Division community brings up this conversation, it just turns to survival. 8 or 9 legendary missions. Well, we're at 5. Plus Summit, which you could argue is also legendary.
Hostile assembling a golden bullet.
Thoughts on maybe legendary regular store missions? What, just like a higher level of difficulty regular missions? Wouldn't be the worst idea.
Agent received a golden bullet.
Love. Yeah, I'm aware they've got no plans for new legendaries at the moment, but we would need a new stronghold because they're wanting to keep them to stronghold because they did say like every legendary mission is sort of like handcrafted. It's not like something they can just copy and paste. New factions would honestly be nice. I'm terrified of that prospect because I bloody hate Rikers. To be fair, they also had a grenade spam, but you had a final measure team to defuse those grenades, turn them into bonuses. That's pretty neat. Aha. What I think would be interesting, going to your new faction thing, say it turns out that lore-wise, story-wise, we are the rogues. Imagine if the JTF turned against us, and now the JTF are another faction. Huh. I think that would be interesting. Leah 4D, thank you very much for the follow. Last Stand is better than Countdown and Summit. I mean, yeah, that's just like different game modes, though. To be perfectly honest, right? Hate it. I find it boring. I find it tedious. The idea of a looter shooter is to grind. I'm aware a lot of people like the grind mitigation. However, for me, that's the worst thing. Descent. Tedious, boring. I've spent nearly 6,000 hours to get to the point of where I'm at, to feel the power in the builds that I have and learning the math. Doing this negates all of it. Summit, boring. It's literally just, here, do this, here, do it again, here, do it again, here, do it 100 times. There's no real diversity to it. It's dull. The XP is terrible, the loot drops are boring, and the only way to get any form of like rewarding measure out of it is to run like legendary with a minimum of like 7 directives, which not everyone can do. So dull. I actually enjoyed this the first time around. It was pretty interesting, but it's not been back since, so I don't get why it's still on the fucking map. What else is there? What else is... This is fun, but we were promised like the most difficult game mode ever with new and interesting mechanics, we can literally just brute force our way through. There's no new and interesting mechanics. It's, oh, look at me, I have a strikers build. See you in 8 minutes, guys. That's literally it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it. It's new, it's exciting. It's probably some of the most well-rounded content that we've had in a while. And I personally really like the fact that it's introduced speedrunning casually to a lot of players. It's also introduced a lot of players into essentially the more meta side of builds and how powerful they actually are. But as a negative of that, it's also introduced players into, oh, strikers is the only build worth running in the game. No, it's not, but I kind of get your point. Like, to me, like I said earlier, there's a lot of end game content. Just for me, shit, don't get the point. Wasn't what was promised. I like it, but it wasn't what was promised. Dark Hours raids, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but Operation Iron Horse is so much better. But now we're entering the problem of trying to organise 8 people to do the damn thing. Like, for me, when it comes, like I said earlier, like, there's a lot of end game content. There really is. I don't think there's a worthwhile case for saying that there's not a lot of end game content. There really is a lot. End game content that's worthwhile doing, I would argue there's maybe like 1 or 2 things. Oh, you're there. You this spawn? You are this spawn. Kenny's back every time a new target manhunt is available. Yeah, but once you've done it once, what's the point in doing it again? As a hostile faction, I feel like going against the good guy narrative that's going on. And we have True Sons. Yeah, suppose JTF are just True Sons light. Harder difficulty in incursion ends up being 11 harder missions. You get exos from? Yeah, it's true. And 15-minute timer to procure and procedurally generated dark and spooky compared to office buildings and factory that running circles. Yeah, exactly. I don't really feel. I feel like with Division 1 it was quality over quantity, but I feel like in Division 2 it's quantity over quality. Like, I would happily deal with half the map if this half of the map was fucking top tier. Actually, no, more like probably this side. This side's better than the other side. This side's got DUA on it. We got no doing them is terrible. To grab that one. I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their different perspectives and whatnot. And I won't lie. I've been kind of looking into a lot into the like the how to make a game side thing a lot more. One, since doing that difficulty video, which has got nowhere near the views I'd hoped for, by the way. I'll just cry about it on my own. No, I'm joking. But I found another YouTuber who, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Go on YouTube and type in Pirate Software. This guy is amazing. Like, he is actually amazing, and I've been learning a lot on like the other side of making games rather than just being like game. And it's genuinely very interesting on like how it all works and everything. And since actually looking into that side of things, I've found words that I never knew. Like why don't I like this style of game or this style of content or whatever, and like things I never really thought about before. And he's really sort of like allowed me to think about what is actively happening in the game and what it is that I do or don't like about certain things. So I kind of feel like, I mean, I still can't articulate it. If I like in my head it's still, this is shit, obviously, because I'm an ex-squaddy, Unga Bunga. But I now at least, I don't like this thing, and I know the reason why. I know what it feels like, and I now know to avoid those types of games. Worked for Blizzard, yeah. He worked for Blizzard, then went to Amazon Games. Then he did, forgotten what it's called. It's called like Red Security or something. He basically breaks your shit so you know where it's weak, and then you can fix it. But he used to like hack nuclear power plants for the government, so that they could find lapses in securities within their systems and they could improve them. But he's a very intelligent guy, quite actually funny. Just I find him funny as well, especially when someone comes in and goes, "Oh mate, my VPN's fucking," and he goes, "No, VPNs aren't meant for that. Like, stop it. You don't know what you're talking about." But yeah, he's really cool as well. Like, I've just been watching him a lot. Like, he also streams for like 16 hours a day. Every day. Well, minus Thursdays. He streams for like 16 hours a day. Every day, minus Thursday. He starts his stream. For him, he wakes up at 1 a.m. to start streaming. That's hardcore. VPNs to hide someone's porn addiction, prove me wrong. I mean, that's part of it, yeah. Like, but you know what? Like, what's that current NordVPN? Oh, the best secure VPN on the planet. Bloody blah. Like, no, they're not secure. That's not what a VPN is for. Like, these are just random things I've learned from watching him. A VPN is to literally make it look like you're not where you are. That's literally it. That doesn't make it secure. They can still find you. And if people know what they're doing, they can still find your real location. But to the average noob trying to just find you, they are just going to find wherever it is your VPN is set. Sounds like a game dev schedule. It is, but yeah. Yeah, if they want to find you, they'll find you. Anyway, people are like, "Oh, my VPN stops it so my ISP can't see what I'm looking at on the internet." And he's like, no, that's not how, one, the internet works. Two, how VPNs work. Or your ISP. Like, if they want to look at what you're looking at on the internet, they will look at what you're looking at on the internet. You can't hide it from them. Like, it's really funny. But yeah, he goes through it all and like how all the coding works and blah. And it's actually something like I actually started looking into, and he's basically correct. It's really funny. Like, one guy was talking to him about like how his VPN has like end-to-end encryption, and he's like, Do you know what HTTPS is? Yeah, you can only hide it from but then you're just hiding it from yourself, really, at that point, aren't you? Yeah. But yeah, like one guy was sort of like telling him like his VPN's like really secure, it's got end-to-end encryption or bloody bloody blah. And this he literally just went, right, dickhead. It was like, do you know what HTTPS is? It was like, this is end-to-end encryption. This is literally how the internet works. It is encrypted. All you are doing with the VPN is you're adding in another fucking point. This doesn't actually make it more secure. If anything, it makes it less secure because someone, he called it like an internet pineapple. It basically acts as like a little junk box. Nothing actually happens, but you can just literally use it to see what everyone's looking at. And he was like, I have one. Here, look, I'll plug it in. And then he was like, my wife is currently looking up. Like, and he literally showed what his wife was looking at on her phone. Best way to be secure is just unplug the internet. Yeah. It's so funny. But then at the same time, this is all stuff that I believed as well. Like, I was like, oh yeah, VPNs make you more secure. Nope. And then I was like, nah, this can't be true. Looked it up. Nope, he's right. Like, I found it really entertaining. Like, it's... Yeah. And he teaches people how to, like, make games. He organises an event called Game Jam, where you submit your game. The winner, this time around, gets, like, $30,000 to help start a studio, as well as a Steam update profile. Apparently, you need to pay Steam to upload a game and bloody, bloody, blah. They pay for it. They give you... Yeah, I can't remember all the rewards, but, like... Essentially, they give you one hell of a friggin' Kickstarter in making your own game. And it's genuinely amazing. Genuinely amazing. I thought the same. Just thought, yeah, it's all end-to-end encryption apparently, and I looked it up, and it is. Like, unless you like, it's quite surprising actually. Like, as long as you don't do anything stupid, and you use two-factor authentication on basically all of your sites, the internet is surprisingly secure at like face value. As long as you don't go anywhere a little bit, you know, on the sketchy side, start typing in MILF and whatnot. Like, I was genuinely quite surprised. Just the more you learn, right? The more you know. Oh, no, I'm going the wrong way. If you don't scan a random QR code on the random fake Discord login page, yeah. That, public networks as well. Yeah. Hey, question for Div 2. Something. When I exit the safe house, the guy tells me 3 rogue agents. There's no... But I never know where. How do I find these? They have certain spawn locations. This is actually somewhere I'm quite hazy when it comes to spawn locations. I know some of them. I don't know all of them. What safe house were you at? Yeah, normally by food or resources. Like if you exit here and you hear rogue agents, they're like around here-ish. Yeah, you can just put on pulse. But if you're at this one, they're typically around here. I don't know this one. I don't know this one. I don't know that one either. This one, they're normally around here. With this one, you can't miss them. They're literally right there. There'll be one will spawn literally there if you're solo, and the other one will spawn there if you're solo. If you're in a 3-man group, you get there, there, and there. So you get 1, 2, 3. If you're in a 4-man group, it's 1, 2, 3. And then there'll be a prick right here. And the first thing he will do is throw a sniper turret at you. Pisses me off. Rogue agents here are typically around here. Or here, I think. There's 2 locations. I think it's both of them there. For this one, rogues they are normally around this area here. Normally. I think it's here. Like directly just here. Last stop is the food safe house. Left of the safe house. Where's last stop? Oh, here. That one. Yeah. Despawn if you take too long. Yeah, pulse is a good way to go. If you hear it, just quickly equip a pulse.
Golden bullet complete. Incoming hostiles detected.
Nope, not that one, so we're going to go over here. This door? Nope, not that one either.
Being assembled by hostile.
Meow. Missed the death thing today while I was working? You did, I'm afraid, Phenom. It will either be in the VOD, so you can just go back, but I will be doing a video. I'll probably do them all tomorrow, because while the game's while the game is updating and being maintenance and whatnot, I'm going to have plenty of time to do a good few videos tomorrow.
Backup request.
Just wait for the vid then. I mean, you can. To be honest, I'll give you the abridged version. Everything they've said in the PTS2 patch notes, as well as the corrections in the dev notes, is happening. There were like a few other additions. This rogue spawn area could be a good video idea. Oh. Oh no, to be fair, it's the best we can hope for at this point.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Yeah, they also said, a lot. And we're getting a textiles vendor that sells exotic caches. Avalon, I like that. This is why I keep you around, Avalon. You help me pay them bills. I need to do. We are? Yeah, we're getting a new vendor. Kind of like you're gonna need to like. Per account or per character? Yeah, that's the thing we need to know. No, flatline to amp.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Access key detected.
Hey, Dal. It's going pretty well. I'm getting really hungry though. It's like 7 p.m. for me. You know what? It's literally just turned 7 p.m. Coming up on 4 hours. I'm aware I started a bit later today, but this is the second stream. Yeah. 8,000 unopened caches? Yeah. You know what? I might wake up really early tomorrow and just record me opening caches on repeat. And that's going to be like the background footage for the video tomorrow. I'm going to need a macro for that and watch a movie. Mate, it's going to be so tedious. It's going to be so tedious. To open them all. They probably won't. I think if they... Because when they mentioned the vendor, you can't spam it before anyone asks. What they showed is it had one exotic cache. I think 3 named and... No, 2 named and... No. 3 named, and it was like 5 optimization caches or something. We at least have somewhere to put our textiles. Hopefully it's going to be per character, per week. So that's at least another 4 exotics per week. We're going to be getting some serious exotic farming going on at the moment. Like, we could already get, like, I think it was like, someone figured it out, it was like 50 plus exotics per, if you've got 4 characters. 133? Alright, thank you, Pomix. So, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be getting a absolute buttload of exotics. Tell you what, let's grab... Fuck it, grab a named. You never know. Might get another crit hollow man. In fact, I'm kind of excited now. Of course. Love it. What do we get? You know what? We'll keep hold. Oh yeah, the mod change is very welcome as well. But yeah, I am going to call it here. 1, I'm really hungry. 2, I need to get up nice and early to make an absolute metric ton of videos tomorrow to hopefully keep us all entertained before the patch goes live. I will be, of course, sending you sexy bastards over to Ronan. Thank you very much for hanging out today, guys. I'm aware it's not been the most entertaining stream, but hopefully we've had pretty long, decent conversations. At one point, I was over like 150 viewers as well, which is huge for me. So thank you all so much for all the recent follows. Secret Chipmunk, sorry. Thank you so much for that 150 friggin' US dollars, man. That is huge. Seriously. Jesus, you guys are insane. Have fun. Good luck. Don't die. It's bad for the health.